Suck our dicks! Yeah! Suck our dicks!
It just doesn't matter!
Our dicks!
It just doesn't matter! I tell you, it just doesn't matter!
You know, a lot of people think that in order to conceal carry, you're going to need...
It just doesn't matter! It just doesn't matter! It just doesn't matter! It just doesn't matter!
Well, woman I love is named Ramona. She kinda looks like Tempest Storm, and she can dance like a little Egypt. She works down the snake farm. Snake farm, it just sounds nasty. Snake farm, it pretty much is snake farm. It's a reptile house, snake farm. Ramona's got a keen sense of humor. She got a tattoo down her arm. It's of a python eating a little mouse, wearing a sailor hat that says Snake Farm. Snake Farm, it just sounds nasty. Snake Farm, it pretty much is Snake Farm. It's a reptile house, Snake Farm. I asked Ramona how come she works there. She says, well, it's got its charm. There's nothing to do in the winter now, then some kid gets bit at the Snake Farm. Snake Farm, it just sounds nasty. Snake Farm, it pretty much is Snake Farm. It's a reptile house, Snake Farm. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention something. This is a sing-along. Really. It goes Snake Farm, it just sounds nasty. Snake Farm, pretty much is Snake Farm. It's a reptile house, Snake Farm. It ain't exactly kumbaya, but being the music fog, it ought to be perfect. Help me now, be on TV. It said Snake Farm, just sounds nasty. Snake Farm, pretty much is Snake Farm. It's a reptile house, Snake Farm. Getting into it now. Well, Ramona likes malt liquor and a band from Wales that's called The Alarm. She said she cried when they broke up. She still plays the record at the Snake Farm. Snake Farm, it just sounds nasty. Snake Farm, pretty much is Snake Farm. It's a reptile house, Snake Farm. Sometimes Ramona calls me up and says, come on down here, it's getting warm. And she runs everybody off, and we, you know, it's the Snake Farm. Snake Farm, it just sounds nasty. Snake Farm, it pretty much is Snake Farm. It's a reptile house, Snake Farm. Help me now. I said Snake Farm, just sounds nasty. Snake Farm, it pretty much is Snake Farm. It's a reptile house, Snake Farm. Thank you very much.
Operator 92, Albuquerque Police Department.
Yes, could I speak to a police officer, please?
This is Ferguson. Can I help you?
Yes, hello. I was calling to get some information about this police helicopter making a donut run.
Well, what would you like to know?
Well, I'm a tax-paying citizen, and, you know, I was out of town, and then I come back, read the papers, and, I mean, it's ridiculous for using a goddamn helicopter to get donuts.
Well, it's not really policy. We really...
I would hope not.
Well, The officers involved with that were reprimanded for what they had done.
Well, they should be fired. I mean, I thought our law enforcement officers were supposed to be on their highest alert. I mean, we got terrorists in our own country waging a holy war against us, and what's the Albuquerque Police Department doing? Waging a jihad on fucking jelly donuts?
Well, I'm sorry you feel that way. By the way, who am I speaking to?
Well, my name's Ned.
Ned who?
Well, what you need my last name for? You come hunt me down to my house? Try to raid my house for donuts?
Oh, no, I just asking, find out who I was talking with.
I'm just a concerned tax-paying citizen.
Okay.
Now listen, all this time, I thought those police helicopters were out searching for criminals, when in reality, they were circling the goddamn Krispy Kreme waiting for the hot donut sign to come on.
Well, it's not quite like that.
Bullshit. How much does it cost to keep one of them choppers in the air?
I have no idea.
The fuck is this, Officer Gump?
Well, I would appreciate it if you would show me a little more respect than that. I had nothing to do with the incident.
Well, I imagine it's at least, a few $100s an hour, wouldn't you?
Like I said, I really have no idea.
Well, in my opinion, that's a mighty fucking expensive donut run, don't you think?
Well, it was an unfortunate incident. I totally agree with you on that.
Oh, excuse me. By the way, I'm out of beef jerky. Do you think a couple of your boys could hop in a whirlybird and fly to Circle K and pick me up some?
Well, it's definitely not going to happen again.
Maybe a thirst buster?
So I can't help you with that.
Listen, how many donuts do you eat a day, fat ass?
I don't have time for this. Ferguson.
Yes, I was wondering, if I call 911 because my house is getting burglarized, will I get a faster response time if I tell you the perp has an eclair in his hand?
Ferguson.
Yes, I work at Hot Sam at the food court, and about an hour ago, the SWAT team stormed the place and took all my pretzel nuggets. Is this standard operating procedure? Hello?
Ferguson, can I help you?
Yes, I've come up with a new device.
I have no more time for this.
It's like a breathalyzer, except it's for cops to measure their blood sugar. If you blow over 3 crawlers, you get suspended.
Ferguson.
Yes, I just saw one of your officers respond to an armed robbery,
Ned.
And instead of a gun, he pulled an apple fritter. This is getting fucking ridiculous.
Ferguson.
Yes, I have a roadside peanut stand, and I appreciate your department's love of boiled peanuts.
Ned.
But this chopper is really fucking up my cart.
Sir,
Could you help me out? Peanut Man needs backup. Hello?
This is Ferguson. Can I help you?
Yes, I just saw one of Albuquerque's finest taser 6 people so he could be first in line at the Tasty Freeze. Hello? I find that to be somewhat excessive force.
Oh, shoot.
Hello? Damn it.
Welcome to ClusterF. We're running a little bit late. A little rough after the hang sometimes. Donna was in here hanging with us last night. We went till 9:30. It's a good show. It was a good show. Thanks for hanging with us. That was fun. It's a lot of fun. So you get the Hang today up on YouTube. You get it on Spotify. Just look for the Hang. You can get it on Twitch videos. And then if you want to get the extra hour plus that we did with Donna, that would be on our VIP, ClusterFshow.com. ClusterFshow.com.
You don't want to miss it.
Trace finally make it here?
Yep.
Alrighty. He was listening to the Hang. He couldn't go to bed.
It's definitely something you can't walk away from easily.
What, the Hang?
Mm-hmm.
I know. It's like we could. I mean, we could have just keep going and going. It's just like I got to get up and do a show, so it's like 9:30. I still got to feed the horses and get ready for bed. That was a good show as always. Haven't had a bad one. Yeah, because I didn't really have time. I had like 2 things. I was like, well, this is my list. Hopefully, and then we did actually talk about the 2 things on my list, but usually we don't even touch the list. We just babble on about whatever. Is he? I guess we're already infected, right? We're probably already infected.
I just wish if he was that sick, he'd let us know the night before and not come or something. If he didn't. If you're like that, Trace, you could just go. You go to bed. If you're like super.
I texted. I was sick last night and this morning. I figured you'd tell me not to come.
I didn't.
I'm not going to tell you not to come. I don't know how you feel. You have to tell other people I can't come to work.
Well, usually if I do that, you get all mad at me.
If you're sick, we've never gotten mad. We get mad when you're drunk and you don't show up for work.
He doesn't understand the difference.
I mean, you can do
between drunk and sick. Just don't text me at 7 o'clock in the morning when I'm in bed and try to make me make a decision. Start deciding stuff when I'm still asleep.
Oh, I didn't. I was pretty late when I texted you.
Just we're up till 11:30 at night. Let us know the night before.
Me?
I'm not coming.
When was I up till 11?
I said we're up till 11:30.
Oh, I didn't even wake up yesterday.
He didn't even wake up. He blacked out, babe. He blacked out. When did? I just like how sick are you right now, buddy?
Yeah.
And what did you have? Did you have the throw up like she did or not?
Not yet.
Not yet. How long you had it?
3 days. 2 days.
Mainly yesterday.
I don't know if I can do a show with looking at somebody who's looking at me like this the whole show.
Mm-hmm.
Like he's in pain. He's in pain. Just talking to us, he's in pain. So, see, 3 days. See, so like we're supposed to go see Nate Bargatze, this weekend, and I don't know. I'm sure it'll hit us like tomorrow or Friday, and we won't be able to go to the show.
Tomorrow is Friday.
Oh, yeah, we're screwed. It's gonna hit us tomorrow.
Tomorrow or Saturday. I've been looking forward to going to this
for like 6 months or whatever.
3 months.
Yeah, bummer. Well, maybe we'll get lucky. Maybe our kefir and our immune systems are way better than theirs, and so we'll see. Maybe they're just this family prone to sickness. There's some families like that. Everybody's different. Some families just runs right through them, and some people don't even get it. Maybe we won't get it, babe.
Yeah. Fingers crossed.
A bummer. It's a real bummer. Let me find my important news. It says here. This is on the internet, so
Shut me off.
Shut you off what?
Somebody shut me off.
Off what?
I can't hear anything.
Okay, I bet Trace, did you turn her down?
No. It's unplugged.
How did he unplug it?
I don't know. All right.
So here's Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. He's meeting with high level officials in Washington, allegedly. Meeting with high level officials coming out of government buildings. It's supposedly Pentagon officials or something like that. There's Capitol Police there. He can't even walk like he's on so much growth. Mm-hmm. He can't walk like a normal human being. Watch him walk all bow-legged and everything.
I mean, if that ever happened, I know it's all over anyway, but then how could people not know how
So they're saying that they're meeting with and they're in talks with Dwayne the Rock Johnson about being president.
And that would show everybody that the president is just a figurehead.
What a complete work
right?
What a complete work it is.
Yeah. They don't make any decisions. They don't do nothing but act like they make the decisions. I mean, what a joke. Why do we have to go along with this facade anymore of the president being this one person out of all these people that makes these decisions for everyone? Usually they're 80 years old, we may have an 80-year-olds or 70-year-olds make the decisions for the whole country.
There's the president has very limited power to do anything. Definitely has limits on his power. He's talking about Biden's economic plan. You'd have to be a moron to think that an 80-year-old man has come up with a great economic plan. And Biden has never been known as an exceptionally bright politician.
Mm-hmm.
That there's no one saying Joe Biden's Democrats, Republicans, Independents. Everyone knows Joe Biden is not a genius.
Yeah.
He's a subpar run-of-the-mill politician. So he came up with an economic plan that's just lifting America out of. Come on. So I'd vote for The Rock. Why not? Let's just get this party started. Why would he be worse than anybody else?
Yeah.
Could Dwayne The Rock Johnson possibly be worse than George W. Bush? No, he couldn't.
When you think of it as they're just a figurehead, they're not. They're the spokesperson for the government. That's all they are. They're just a face to. Sometimes take blame and then also just to pacify people that somebody's in charge. It's a big joke. Here's some more of the Rock strutting. Why does it seem like it's a funeral?
I think this is there's a lot of soldiers here. I don't know.
I love you back.
I love your back?
He says, I love you back in a masculine way.
Oh.
That's his way of saying no his.
No F.
Yeah, that's his way of saying that. Politically correct. So he already knows he's running for president. Better watch his P's and Q's. Oh, look how happy they were. Look how all of a sudden all the soldiers were so happy The Rock decided he's going to take his own selfie with him. So allegedly, let's see what the fake account says. Dwayne The Rock Johnson is presently in discussion with military leaders at the Pentagon. They have an interest in him running for president. The DNC is in full panic mode. And this is just some guy making this up. This is him. This could be him 3 years ago. At some charity event. You have no idea what this is. Everything's so fake now. I'd vote for him though. Hey, why don't who cares? You couldn't be worse than Biden, couldn't be worse than Bush, couldn't be worse than Clinton, couldn't be worse than all those guys. Not one of those guys gave a shit about America. I'm sure The Rock won't either, but it'll be entertaining.
Yeah, but he's got to pretty much sell his soul too, so I don't know why he wants to do
why would
that.
you do that?
When everything's good, why would you want to make it to where half the country's going to hate you? Or if not, maybe they won't, but...
No, but still, you're putting yourself into the frying pan. But not everything's good with The Rock. Everything's perfect. He's got more money than anybody. He can do whatever he wants. He's got probably got a couple of mansions. I've seen him fishing at his own stocked fish pond. At his mansion. He's idolized by millions. What more do you want? Why do you want to be president? To me, it would seem like. Well, it's either two things. You either crazily care about America and can't stand the way it's going and want to change things, and you're going to be duped into it because you're not going to change anything.
Have we seen any of that from him? That would.
I don't think so. He's just he was a professional wrestler. And he's an actor. He's probably he can give money to charity now because he's probably worth $200 million. Mm-hmm. I don't know if he's a good guy or not. Oh, I forgot what I was going to say. I was going to say, but what were we talking about? Got sidetracked there at the very last second.
Just talking about him running for president, whether he's a good guy, whatever.
Yeah, Okay, so or the other case is he's such a megalomaniac. He's such a narcissist that he wants to be the most powerful man in the world, which is true for a lot of people.
Yeah, I mean, he may be that.
So I don't know I don't know. Either way, it ain't good. Either way, it'll be entertaining.
It says he's worth. One says 320, and one says 800 million.
I don't know if he's worth 800 million.
I don't know.
But, he's worth hundreds of millions of dollars. Why do you want to become president? Deal with all that stuff.
Shouldn't. I'm going to kill him if he doesn't.
I can't figure it out.
Because they need somebody that's a professional wrestler. I mean, their tactics and their way they've been acting has been professional wrestling-ish. So they're like, who better than to carry this on, this bullshit we're carrying on, this charade of professional wrestling, than a professional wrestler. The best. Let's get him. They couldn't get Hulk Hogan because he's had too many controversies. Otherwise, they probably would have.
Yeah, there's no way they get him. He's he couldn't get the sex tape would be enough to disqualify him. Mm-hmm. But I mean, okay, so they're setting it up. So you had Donald Trump, who was a reality TV star as president. Then you had a man who's completely senile as president. So why would anybody blink an eye when you had a professional wrestler / actor as president? No, it's just the way it's going. It's the way it's going. On a more positive note, we got a nice Pickle Rick ornament.
Nice.
Oh yeah, is that from Dion's
bathtub? Can't wait to put. We got to get our tree up. Got to get it up.
Or we'll hang it back there with the other.
That's true.
The other cast.
I think we should put it on the tree.
Yeah,
then we can take it from the tree and put it in here.
Yeah, we will. Snookman says the final piece to start Idiocracy. Yeah.
Maybe if they just saw Idiocracy and they were like, just follow. You think they're all in a room.
Follow that template.
They got this, just brainstorming about how to control us, and all they did was watch the movie Idiocracy and follow it to a T. Mm-hmm. And they're gonna have a president. It's gonna be just like monster truck shows. It's just gonna be like Idiocracy.
Yeah.
And I don't think there's nothing you can do about it. So enjoy today, like no other day. Bella's snoring in there.
The dog or the human? The dog.
The dog. Bella, the dog. So how you feeling, buddy? How you feeling? Why don't you just go to bed, man? I can't stand it. I can't even stand looking at you. It's like I'm not kidding. It's like, who wants to do a show with a guy that's like this? And you're writhing around, and your eyes are closed, and you're not talking.
Hurts real
well,
bad.
go. I don't want. It's like, get out of here.
Just call us next time the night before and say, I don't feel good. I don't think I can come in. So we can just say, don't come in.
So I'm just gonna come to your house and infect you, and then go to bed.
It's like if you're work at a job, you don't call your boss and hope they suggest that you don't come in. Just say you're sick or not.
So this is.
He said yesterday I was feeling a little better, so I assumed today he was even more better. Don't be slamming the doors either. What? It's bullshit. We're bullshit. What is that all about?
I don't know. I think he needs to be banging around in there. Here's a story, babe, that you'll appreciate. Gondola packed with tourists capsizes in Venice after passengers refuse to stop taking selfies.
What?
Here's a.
Because they all go on one side.
It's like they were standing up, and they caused the thing to tip. Here's like. They said it was cold too. It was cold water. So imagine you're on a gondola ride with these people, and they won't listen, and you end up in the cold waters of Venice.
A bunch of a-holes.
Let's see where it says.
You should have pulled the boat over and.
A group of tourists
People
capsized.
are obsessed. Even guys, guys have become like girls now. They're all obsessed with taking pictures too. It's like, what is that all about?
There was selfies. This maybe it was 8 years ago, or I don't know. It after all the social media, the iPhone had come out. There was a lot of people, you know, they'd be going, well, you know, no, you can see no guys take selfies, and the only guys who are taking selfies are sociopaths and narcissists, like and then it just slowly went to where the guys are, you know, it's just like, it's just the guy. Oh, I know, because every male now is a narcissist, because Facebook,
is.
Instagram, TikTok has made everyone a narcissist.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of...
They can't post enough each day, you know? It's like, ugh.
And it's, you know, and everybody thinks, you know, so you got TikTok, everyone thinks they're an entertainer, and you're not. It's like, that's what, you know, I'm an entertainer, and I'm a proven entertainer, and I made a career out of entertaining. But I'm not going to go to a plumber's job and crawl under there with the pipes with him and tell him how to do it and act like I can do it, because I'm not a plumber.
Yeah.
But everybody thinks they're an entertainer now.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like super easy to do. Well, let me tell you, it ain't super easy to do at all. But
nope.
It's just, it's really, yeah. They admitted it. Facebook said, yeah, we ruined America. And then TikTok piled on, and Instagram.
When did they say that?
One of the inventors, a couple years ago, one of the inventors of Facebook said, yeah, what we did is just destroyed the fabric of America. So the gondola captain warned against taking selfies and standing in the boat. And as he was making a difficult maneuver passing under a bridge, it flipped over, dumping its occupants into the water. He said the tourists from China continued to shift around the boat while taking pictures while he was maneuvering under the bridge. So yeah, it's like that's what there you go. How would that? Whoops, let me get rid of that one. Like, you know, you're on vacation. This is a total day ruin.
Yeah.
This is a fucking
How many
day
people
ruiner.
fit on that thing?
It looks like maybe 8. Yeah. 8 people. I don't know. Yeah, probably about 8 to 10 people. That's a bummer right there is what that is. Let's go back to the hotel. Once we figure out a way how to climb out of this filthy canal, probably filled with Venice sewage, and then we'll have to make our way back to the hotel and shower, and then we'll call it a day.
And then they'll probably sue the gondola company.
Oh, probably.
Mm-hmm.
Here's a little video of the. Oh, never mind. It totally screwed me. Screw this TikTok.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, they screwed me. I got a related TikTok story. Let's see if I can find it. Not him. That's a TikToker. Here's This is What'd you say?
You share it if you go back to it.
No, this is So this is a girl. No, this is a Korean girl. And they've just it says Twitch is leaving South Korea. I don't know whether that's the like they banning it in South Korea, or Twitch is the company itself is. And she's like, man, that's my whole career.
They must be banning it then if she's thinking that.
She says I think she's got a shirt on that says Twitch partner. Why? There's no audio? Oh, here it is. Okay, got it.
It just feels like I lost my job. My career, everything what I made it, like partner streamer, just everything will be gone.
I mean, that's just like that would, you know, if you built your, you know, people are notorious, you know, for not following, you know, people. If you like went from Twitch, you know, you're a Twitch superstar, and you went to, well, I don't know what, a TikTok, you'd probably lose over half your audience, because they're, you know, people are just creatures of habit. So she's, you know, if you build something like that, and then she's done.
I mean, even all of my viewers are English, you know, English viewer. Just like there only 2 options: moving platform, or second, moving to the other country. But even if I will move to the other country,
I don't think you're sharing that.
Okay, I was, and then I wasn't.
I need to make new channel, and I need to get partner again from that country.
not going to happen because you probably luck. A lot of that's luck. A lot of that's luck. And if you lucked into it the first time, you might not luck into it the second time.
Did they say why they're leaving?
It didn't explain.
Yeah, I'm gonna show the email.
So you never know what's going to happen with these platforms. So you can always go to ClusterFshow.com.
That's right.
My car.
And we will let you know where we are. Because that happens nowadays. Not only does, you could get deplatformed for some reason, or your platform could be banned by the government, like, if you're a TikToker, or it could just go away. Like, who knows what happened here? Your state could ban, different things can happen. Yeah. So it's not, so that would suck. She's like, she knows she's screwed. She knows she ain't going to be able to build it back up in another country. She said she was going to have to move to another country or find a different platform. And she, either way, because if she moved to another country, she could still twitch it up and have her fan base. Mm-hmm. But either way, that ain't cool. Sorry about your luck, Toots. Sorry about your luck, Toots. Could happen to anybody, though. Mm-hmm. Oh, I was gonna save this one for Trace, but it says this is what is this? This is a Reddit. I don't know the whole Reddit deal. I don't know who's on Reddit. They act like it's really more extreme. I don't know who's on Reddit and what it's all about. I go to like Reddit Weird News and to try to find stories, but I'll see all these posts. These are from Reddit. It says my boyfriend, 23. Sends Snapchats of his ball sack to a couple of his male friends. He also receives photos of their ball sack. Is this odd? I'll clarify that it's never the shaft, literally just a close-up of the testicles. He says it's a running joke that every now and then out of all the Snapchats they get from each other, you never know if you're going to get hit with a nutsack. They exchange a lot of regular Snapchats, so it's not like it happens constantly.
Well, they've made themselves think that that's normal now, which it might be normal now for guys, but it's not. I don't think it's a good thing.
I mean, I don't think
it's a weird thing that guys think. Some guys are comfortable doing that now.
Some guys are like that, I guess.
But some guys would just do things, in person occasionally, weird things like that.
Yeah.
But not,
Ballsack.
but not sending a picture to your buddy of it,
I mean, I think there's guys who will take pictures of their ball sack, and I would never in a million years just even dream of taking a picture of my ball sack. It's like, why would I, and sending, that to me, that's not my comedy, is sending people ball sack pictures. It's like that's not high comedy. Yeah. But yeah, if you do it, I don't, you could, I could be your friend if I just don't want you, don't send me your ball sack pictures. But, it's not, it doesn't make you that bad of a person. I think it might be a little red flag though. You might want to connect some dots. He might be totally normal, but he might also be the kind of guy that's, sending his ball sack all over some guy's cheating on you. I don't know. He's just that kind of guy. I don't know.
Would you say this guy's cheating on you?
He might, if you're a ball sack whipper outer, and you might be more of a testosterone guy who's horny and everything. Yeah. I don't know. Or else you have just a great sense of humor. Maybe that's what it was. I ain't ball sacking nobody. I'm not. You're not getting hit with the Manson nut sack. Oh, I'm gonna start doing. Actually, I'm gonna start doing too. Hey, everybody, give me your numbers, and maybe one day you'll be hit with the Manson nutsack.
And then I should start being concerned, right?
Yeah.
Just like you said.
Sorry, I gotta write. The phone numbers are pouring in, baby. Okay. I gotta write it down. This is the key. This is this success. See, nobody else is doing it for money. You subscribe to ClusterF Show, twitch.tv/ClusterF Show. You might get hit by Manson's nutsack.
But hopefully not.
Well, I think they're hopefully they will.
Oh, really?
Definitely. That's why they're sending their phone numbers in. I was just going to play this, I think, Tuesday, and then I didn't. We've been talking about this for months and months. It's like, why are they letting the illegal aliens in? Mm-hmm. Why are they just letting them in? Willy-nilly just letting them in. And they all, And it doesn't seem like normally you used to see people crossing the border and it was families.
Yeah.
It's families. Now it's adult men who look like they're between 20 and 30 from every country in the world. And I think that
walking on in,
I think that Dick Durbin's going to tell us what he thinks about it.
What troubles me about the debate now about the southern border is it is one half of the immigration equation. Yes, we need order at the border. Yes, we need to have changes in the laws that reflect the reality of the overwhelming numbers from all over the world who are coming to our shores and our border. But there's also an incredible demand for legal immigration into this country even now. The presiding officer, my colleague from the state of Illinois.
This guy's boring as a fucking can't hardly get through it.
Has legislation.
See, now this guy, Dick Durbin, I've heard that name, I don't know, for what it seems like 20 or 30 years. I don't know. But this turd, this guy who couldn't make it in life in a real job or anything because he's a boring turd, has been just raking it in as a congressman or senator for decades, and people keep voting him in. Now, what do you got to say? God, you're killing me, buddy.
Which addresses one aspect of that. Her bill, and I hope I describe it accurately, says that if you're an undocumented person in this country and you can pass the physical and the required test, background test, the like, you can serve in our military, and if you do it honorably, we will make you citizens of the United States.
Did you hear that?
Yeah.
What we've been saying? They're going to use these guys as soldiers.
That's our new army.
I mean this is the worst news I've ever heard in my life. It's like if you put tens of thousands of people from other countries in your army, and then you tell them, "Hey, go round up those Americans," they're going to go, "Okay." Whereas if you do it to regular soldiers, it's in the Constitution. I don't think you're allowed to do that. To do anything against your own. But and Americans might, they might not. Sometimes people just follow orders. But these guys could give a rat's ass about you and your family. Yeah. This guy came from Guadalajara. This guy came from Nigeria. This guy came from China. This guy came from Turkey. And they're gonna get paid by the U.S. government to round you up. Fuck this guy. Fuck Dick Durbin. And it barely even made the news. Yeah. It didn't make the news. This is like C-SPAN.
People don't understand the consequences of what they're doing and why they're doing it. Why are they doing it? It's not just because they can't get people to enlist. And then he says, "We will make you citizens." I'd like to know how they're going to do that. Like, will they say, "We'll make you citizens after"? So that
they got to serve.
Yeah, you got to serve first, and then they can decide whether they just want to throw you back into your country after that and make you hate us, or make you a citizen.
It's a win-win for the government because they'll have to serve 2 or 4. I don't know which it'll be, and then when the government's done with you, I mean, they might make you citizen. That might happen, or they, like you said, they might say, "F all you guys, dishonorable discharge," and get on a plane back to your own country. Yeah, they could do that easily because that's the U.S. government. They're real dicks.
Yeah, he's 79.
79. Hey, I got a great idea. I'm going to ruin the country with this bill. Do you like it? Dick fucking Durbin.
United States. Do we need that? You know what the recruiting numbers are at the Army and the Navy?
Okay, so somebody said, "Do we need that?" And he said he's going to say there's nobody's joining the armed services in America. This guy says nobody's joining.
Well, how about maybe we can still not let them just walk through the border. You can still, if you're going to do that anyway, just say, you can come in if you'll serve in the Army. Not, now they got to voluntarily, volunteer to come serve in the Army. How many of them are going to do that even? I don't know. They might. They might.
Enough. You could probably get enough,
Yeah.
I think.
The Air Force, they can't reach their quotas each month. They can't find enough people to join our military forces.
And
see,
since when do you start? That seems like a secret that they shouldn't be telling the whole world, right?
Hey, Russia. Hey, China.
We can't get enough people to be in our armies. Is that? So that's why I know this kind of stuff is fake. They're full of shit.
They're full of shit.
Because wouldn't tell the world that you can't fulfill your army. Right?
Not it got leaked out. Just tell the world.
Yeah.
I mean, it's in every publication I've seen for a year or two.
Yeah.
And how long has this been going on? It doesn't just drop off. It's slowly, I think people have stopped,
Yeah, it's probably been going on for 10 years.
with the social media and the video games and the lack of physical fitness. See, also what he's saying is some people want to join the army, but they're too fat. Or they're too weak.
Well,
they can't
they've
even
said they've turned down so many people.
because it's like, you just have to do like one pull up, and you have to weigh less than 300 pounds. And it's like, well, a lot of people can't do that. And that's so yeah, this guy, instead of working to change society, to make it better, to make it where we had a great society, like in the, 50s and 60s. I saw, the good old days, aside from the racism, but people would want to join the army and serve, and it was a good job, and you actually believed in your country, and you would get good benefits. And now, it's it's more of a, you don't know what what hellhole they're gonna send you for some bullshit reason, and you're playing video games and you're TikTok.
Do they still make people that are joining the army get the vaccine even now?
That's a good question.
I mean,
that's a good question because
Sean says that's why they've lost a shit ton.
That's true. See, they're not going to tell you that. They're not going to tell you that.
But my question too is, people that were already in the army, if they didn't want the vaccine, were they allowed out of the army, or were they told, "You're in the army, you do what we say, and you're getting the vaccine"? Or did they dishonorably discharge them?
I'm trying to remember. I think they
Does anybody know that?
I don't think they got it. I don't know if they got an honor. I may have got a general discharge or something, because recently Biden just rescinded that and said, "Hey, you're all good. Sorry about that," which is let you know what bullshit it was. See, and how big of news was that? Hey, man, sorry about that.
He did.
You're all good. I wish I could think of the.
Sean says they were kicked out.
They might have got kicked out, and like you said,
I'm surprised they didn't do something, where they make you get it.
Well, no, they can't, hold you down and do things. You have that right. They couldn't, hold you down and take out your kidneys in the military. So they can force you to get the vaccination, or you're out, dishonorable or general, but they can't tie you down and stick it in your arm. You just can't be in the army. I wish there was something. Somebody tell me, what was it just recently passed that said everybody's okay? You're all good. We take back what we did to you. But that definitely happened. I saw that on the mainstream news, that's real.
Tucson Chick says, they told my husband to get the shot or you're on unpaid leave. He works for BP. Is that BP oil?
BP oil. See, and everybody will say it wasn't mandatory. Well, it was mandatory, or you lose your job. That's
That's
in life.
mandatory.
In life, keeping your job is mandatory.
Yeah.
When you could get another job, okay, yeah, I'll just leave my job of 10 years and go get a new job because they're forcing me to do something.
Oh, Border Patrol, she said. Not BP oil, BP
Border Patrol. Yeah, forcing him to get the vaccine as he has to watch all these unvaccinated people come over. How ironic is that? That would piss the hell out of me. Let's see if Dick Durbin has 10 seconds to tumble and keel over.
And there are those who are undocumented who want the chance to serve.
There are those who are undocumented who want the chance to serve in our military. That's like the worst idea. They're undocumented. They could be terrorists. They have no idea who these people are.
And our government's okay with that. Yet they're just doing this to us. Oh my God!
This is insane. Mm-hmm. So you got to bring 3 forms of ID to get your driver's license if you're an American, but you can come in from Pakistan and have no identification and join our military and have access to military bases and equipment and training. Yeah. This is like the most insane thing you've ever heard in your life, and nobody's batting an eye.
How do they ever figure out who these people are? If you're putting them in the military, They could just be going, I can go to America and be anybody I want. I don't have to come up with a birth certificate. I can change my name completely, and they will never know who I am or how old I am.
At all.
They will never know.
And there's no way to know.
Then how's that going to, in things that you have to be certain ages for, like our schools, anything like that. How are you going to know where to put people that have to have certain age limits, or, these people would just come over and say they're 10 years older or 10 years younger than they are. And
yep.
I don't understand. And they're good with that. But boy, don't you as an American try to get anything without all your documentation.
Muhammad kid's really tearing it up at running back. Oh, it's because he's 26 years old.
Yeah.
You don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know how that process works, because there's no way to prove anything on any of these people.
Yeah.
And you could even just say, I guarantee you could walk across as a man and say whatever you want to be, whatever sex you want to be.
They could say, we need your birth certificate. I never had a birth certificate. Well, let me try. Well, what's your name? And they give them a different name.
Different name, different age, different everything. Mm-hmm. It's shocking, and it's disturbing, and nobody even cares. Yeah. Okay, let me hear that last statement again, Dick.
There are those who are undocumented who want the chance to serve and risk their lives for this country.
How do you know? Maybe they got completely different motives. Yeah. You don't even know who they are. You're insane.
He's saying they want to risk their lives for this country. It's like, fucking shut up.
So full of shit.
Should we give them a chance?
No!
I think we should.
I mean, the whole room should have been like, no! Like, it should have been a riot. And they should have come down and torn him limb from limb.
I think we should. And let me tell you about...
No, and not one person said nothing.
Yeah.
That's the worst idea I've ever heard in my life. The most shocking thing that nobody could care less about. I mean, not even talk about. That's something. I mean, if you're going to protest, that would be something you protest. That could lead to really bad things. But I guess not. Everything's great. Everything's hunky dory. Yeah, no Mike and Jerry show today. I texted Jerry, said Trace is, well, I'm glad I did, because, he came in here, infected the room, and he's worse than I thought he was. So
yeah,
Jerry,
yesterday he's like, I'm feeling a little better.
And I think it's rude to have people over to your house when you're sick and you don't tell them, and because just come on over and get the flu. That's not cool. At least you got to tell them. And if they want to risk it, fine. But if they don't, if they're like, well, I don't want to get the flu. It's the weekend's coming up. So I texted him this morning and said, Trace is, he says he's getting better, but if you don't want to come, and he's like, yeah, I don't want the germs. Yeah. He's got to sit right next to Trace. Well, he wouldn't, because then Trace, I didn't know Trace was going to sit there with his eyes closed the entire morning.
Yeah, and not talk.
As if someone was stabbing him with a knife the whole time.
Yeah.
I would look over at him, and he was like this.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, I couldn't do a show like that. I was just like, I'd look at him, and I was like, that face. It's not what I'm looking for. So, Ned, in your head tomorrow morning. The weeks just fly by.
I know.
The weeks fly by. 7:45 tomorrow morning. 7:45 tomorrow morning. Ned, in your head.
You guys were talking about you and Matt talking about the Howard Stern show.
Yeah.
I guess that
Ralph Cirella.
Yeah, Ralph Cirella died.
I couldn't.
Whatever.
Took me a few minutes to remember who he was.
Oh,
I was like, I mean, just the name, the name. I was like,
Yeah.
Ralph Cirella is in. They said, because it said R.I.P. the greatest caller in Stern's history, or something like that. And I was like, who's that guy? Who's that whackpacker? Oh, Ralph. And then I met him a couple times, but I never cared for him. He's a really obnoxious guy.
They were all obnoxious.
So
I hated
obnoxious.
everybody on that show, honestly. I used to like Howard.
Yeah. Yeah, we used to watch him. You know, we never got Howard in radio down here, but Donna and I would watch him on David Letterman. If it was Howard Stern on David Letterman, one of us would be like, you know, calling the other one, going, "Hey, Donna, you know, make sure we watch David Letterman tonight because Howard Stern's going to be." We love, you know, he was always great on Letterman. Mm-hmm. We liked him a lot.
I never liked one person on his show. I always thought they were all so obnoxious, and he likes, you know, he's like everybody. I don't know. It just seemed like everybody on his show was somebody that he pumped up for people to like. But to me, they were all very unlikable and just obnoxious and not funny. The guy that had the red face all the time, who was it? What was his?
Richard Christie or red face? What do you mean red face?
His face was always red. He was one of those people that always had a red face to me.
Sal and Richard?
Yes.
Yeah, Sal and Richard.
Sal was the worst. None of them were funny. None of them ever said one funny thing to me, and they would laugh and laugh at their stuff, and I was just like, it's so sophomoric and so stupid. These guys aren't funny, and Howard liked people on his show that weren't funny, but he could act like they were funny. I guess. I don't know.
No, to me, that's how it was too. It's like, you know, he picks these really marginal people to make himself look better because he could have until he got Artie. Artie was somebody who was actually made the show funny. That's like surprisingly like my old boss. You know, he hired someone equally, if not more talented than him, and he put up with that for 25 years. Most people don't want to do that.
Yeah,
most people don't want to do that.
When, you know, when you guys, you know, were offered less and everything at Sirius, and they're, Howard has nothing to do with it. And I was like, I said immediately, I was like, that's bullshit. Howard does have something to do with it.
It's the most ridiculous thing.
He was, you know, you guys were picking up a lot of steam there.
A lot of steam.
And people, even on his show, were visiting you guys' show and all doing that, and I was like, can you guys not see that's not true? Howard doesn't want you there. You're getting a little too popular for his liking, and he doesn't want to say that. He's got his guys coming over to your show when they're visiting Florida and coming to your show, and they're wanting to call your show, and they're all about it, and he ain't liking that. It's making him, you know, jealous or whatever.
I mean, and you know,
and making him go, this is fucking, I don't want my show to be all about that show. And get rid of them.
How you know that's 100% true is imagine, okay, like put yourself in that position. Yeah. Okay, so here I am. I'm Mike, and I'm hosting ClusterF. I've got my own stream. We've got all these shows on his home stream. And Trace brings in this guy, his friend. And this guy's like the funniest guy ever. And, you know, people love him, and the chat loves him, and we give him his own show. And all of a sudden, he's got 300 viewers, and everybody's just talking about him.
And he's doing shows all over the country,
you know,
and your guys go to them sometimes. And
I mean, actually, I'm going to nip it in the bud before that happens. You know, I'm not going to have that. Mm-hmm. You know, not only, it's just not, nobody has it in, I don't think, in their DNA to let someone outshine them, you know, their job, their show, their life that was built as they're the top dog, and then somebody's coming and outshine. Nobody wants that.
No.
Like if they brought like he had brought in a new bit guy that was funnier than me, I would have been trying to mother F that guy. Like, no, I'm the bit guy. It's my job.
But
so that's what happened.
I never thought
part of it.
Any of those guys had any talent.
No.
Really.
At all. Like Ralph.
I was like, why doesn't he get somebody funny on his show? Everybody
that's a good
on
question.
his show is a freaking moron and not funny at all.
Ralph, you know, so we got to Sirius, and Ralph, you know, Bubba naturally befriended Ralph because he's trying to weasel his way into Howard's world, and so Ralph would call in, and Bubba talked to him for half an hour, and I literally wanted to blow my brains out. It was terrible. The guy's just he's got nothing of value to
they
say.
He was a funny caller to Howard.
Not funny.
It's like,
no, he's not funny at all. So sorry he died. I don't really have any. I didn't know him.
Whatever.
I met him.
Just like I would feel if anybody that I don't know died.
And I don't, when I die, if you didn't like me or you say whatever you want, I could care less. So when other people, that's how I feel. So when other people die, if I didn't like him, I say, yeah, I didn't like that guy who just died. I didn't like him.
Yeah.
Big deal. He's dead.
Yeah. Never funny.
And those calls were brutal. Brutal.
He just kept letting them call and take over the show because he was hoping to get back in with Howard. And that never works.
never, ever works. So R.I.P.
Yeah.
That Dick Durbin thing's got me steamed.
Got you mad. I know.
I can't see it. Has anybody?
There's nothing. I don't think there's anything that Americans will ever do.
Yeah. And did anybody else hear that? Did anybody else hear that Dick Durbin story about they're trying to let undocumented illegal people in this country serve in our military? Did you even hear about it? I'm freaking me out. It's blowing my mind.
They heard it from me a few weeks ago when I said that that's what they're doing.
I've been saying it for a long time. This immigration thing is intentional. 100%. It's 100% intentional. They're not trying to stop it because they don't want to stop it. NHRA says Ralph was such an arrogant dick.
Yeah.
He was never wrong. Yeah. And that's not. I'm not into arrogant dicks.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I worked with one for he paid me. So you can be a charming asshole. There's a lot of charming.
Yeah.
It's like you're an asshole, but you're so charming. You're so charming, you win me back every time. You're an asshole, but you're charming. I've known people like that in my private life.
That Sal, or no, who was the limo driver? What was his name?
Oh, don't get me started on Ronnie.
Ronnie.
The only person I hated more than Ralph. See, I hated that guy.
They all acted like they thought, it's like they
their shit don't stink.
They were the shit.
Oh, my God.
And it's like, I'm sorry, but you may be working for Howard Stern and he may prop you up, but there is nothing likable about you at all. That's how I felt. Ron, when he came, that whole, let's fuck some whores thing. It's like, that's so juvenile. I mean, it's not even, it wasn't funny, but they all thought it was the funniest thing. And then your boss just propped him up for that the rest of the time.
Oh my God.
And it was like, that was the stupidest line ever. And,
one
it just
time,
showed he's just kind of a dick and a douchebag.
Because
he's someone who should. They were so special.
And he's someone who should never been offered the opportunity to speak into a microphone, ever in the fucking, ever fucking ever. And we had him down on the show one time for the whole show, and I just wanted to. I don't think I said a word the whole show. I just want to vomit the whole time. It's like it's a little prick, some sawed off little prick with zero personality, but a lot of testosterone.
Yeah.
Fuck that guy.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck that. I fucking hated that guy.
Mm-hmm. I hated all of them.
When they would come down, I was like,
Richard
here come all those
Christie.
New York assholes.
Yeah, they were, because they just
fucking
thought because they worked for Howard, they were the shit. And it's like, you are so don't deserve the position you're in.
It's like
nothing you do shows that you do.
I worked for Bubba the Love Sponge. I worked for Sirius Satellite Radio. We've been syndicated. We've toured the country and played for thousands of people. And I never acted like my shit don't stink to anybody.
No.
Ever.
Mm-mm.
So I didn't like those
We went to
people
their
at all.
show. Remember, it was in Lakeland. They had a show called something.
The Killers of Comedy.
Killers of Comedy, and there was no comedy.
It was so bad.
It was the worst show
so
ever.
Bad. After the show, all the people on our show, we went and, we had to go see it. And we all joked. They said, yeah, the Killers of Comedy. They killed comedy, all right. They killed it. They destroyed comedy. Terrible. It was so bad. I think Sal fell off the stage, and that was he broke his hand. That was a highlight of the evening. Yeah. He was doing racist jokes. There's, you can do racial material, and, some people can do it. But he was just, doing, in jokes. From when you were 12 years old, it's like, oh, that's not. I don't think that's cool, buddy.
Even back then.
It wasn't because it wasn't. It was racial. There's a difference between racial comedy and racist comedy.
Yeah.
He was doing racist comedy. Yeah, I didn't care for any of those people.
No.
That's why I'm not a good networker. I'm.
Right, because all they wanted to do when they all came down here, everybody wanted to just hang out with them, and they were here for Bubba's Way. And it was like, I don't even want to speak to any of them. I despise them all. They're such idiots. To me, they were just all idiots.
When I should have, I should have just been trying to worm my way into Howard's world like Bubba did. I guess I should have been writing songs for Howard when I was, working for Bubba. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, but I didn't want. I don't want to hang out.
Then he would have squashed you because you were,
Yeah, got too
too much.
Yeah, and I would have to hang out with those people. I don't want to hang out with them. I don't want to. I don't want to be on. I wouldn't want to be on Howard's show.
W. Riggs, I still don't think Shuli is funny. No.
Oh my
none
God,
of them, not
that guy's so bad.
Not one
Shuli
of them
is the
has
worst.
any talent. I don't know where he plucked all these guys from. Where did he get all these guys? I mean, I don't even care to know, but I'm just saying, where'd you pluck all these guys from? They were awful. They couldn't have possibly been like in comedy or anything.
Like Jackie the Joke Man. It's like he had a fourth grader writing jokes for him. Is what it was. These are the worst corny jokes you ever heard in your life.
Yeah.
Totally hating on everybody in the Howard Stern.
I hated everybody on that show,
except for Howard. He was the
Howard.
only one. I mean, I thought when Artie came on, Artie, is a legitimate talent. Artie's funny. He's really good at that's like his perfect job. He's just gonna every once in a while he's gonna throw in a zinger.
Yeah.
And he was good and he worked well with Howard. Other than that. It was a wasteland. Yeah. And I'm not a hater. Like, there are people like in the industry, like when Jason Ellis was on Sirius and we'd have him on, the guy was hilarious. The Australian guy, we always had a great time. But, he was crazy. He was a crazy Australian. He was entertaining. Yeah. Howard didn't have anybody like that on his show.
No.
Unlikable, snobbish New York a-hole. Thank you very much. We'll be here all week criticizing Howard Stern. I'm gonna send this clip. What's that fucker's name? See, here's the deal. I was sending stuff to Gary. Baba Booey, and Gary was like, one time they wanted to play something. I'd send him a few things they hadn't played, and he's like, he emailed me back, said, "Can we play this? Because they like to do things by the book there more than we used to do." Yeah. And I didn't see the email, so that chance was gone. But he would have played some of my stuff. And then after a while, he's a big time Stern producer. He's like, "I'm giving you over to our comedy writers, and I'm going to let them handle your stuff." And and I didn't for a while. I didn't.
Comedy writers that wouldn't know comedy if it crawled up their ass.
And like I was saying earlier, why are these comedy writers going to give Howard something that's better than what they're doing?
Well, maybe that's their job to not give him good stuff.
Yeah. So I realized after a while that they were not going to play anything I did.
Yeah.
So then I sent him a song about Howard Stern sucking. Because he sucks now because he's all corporate and he's all left wing and he sucks now, and I don't care. I'll burn that bridge. That bridge was not there in the first place.
Right.
But I will send them this clip about us hating on every member of their show.
He would know. He knows, right? He knows those guys had no talent. He's a smart guy. He did it on purpose.
Yeah, and at least the comedy writers will sit around and all gather around and listen to me hating on Howard Stern and have a good laugh. So enjoy, guys, enjoy.
He had enough talent, Howard Stern. He had the talent to. He's like, I'll hire people that aren't funny, and I'll make people think they're funny by laughing at him. Maybe he doesn't have a great sense of humor. I don't know, and he would laugh at some of their stuff.
I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
But
I don't know why.
See, he was Howard. He's the king of all media. He's the probably the best, most successful broadcaster in American history. $500 million contract, and he's so talented. He could really surround himself with mediocre people.
Very mediocre people.
My old boss is incredibly talented. I don't think he was as talented as Howard Stern, and he needed to surround himself. He would say it, himself. He probably didn't believe it, but he would say it to make himself look good. He said, "I'm just the ringmaster. I'm the ringmaster, you know. And he was the ringmaster, but he was also, you know, he also, you know, contributed a lot, but he needed that. His show would have been so one way if he didn't have all the other input from the other guys. And many people say they listened because of Ned and Manson. They had that, you know, they could always count on that comedic. At some point in the show, they're going to get some of that comedy. Mm-hmm. All right. Oh, that diatribe took us to 9:07. So R.I.P. Ralph Sorella. I don't wish harm on anybody, but I barely knew the guy. And I didn't like him.
The other people that he made people like, you know, that all those, you know, people that were mental and stuff like that. That one, who's that? Is that Beetlejuice or something? Is that him or is that you guys? This guy?
No,
I can't even remember.
No, we had giant Beetlejuice.
Oh, but he was the Beetlejuice.
He was the original Beetlejuice.
Whenever, you know, we'd watch some of Stern's stuff, you know, and it's like whenever that guy would come, it just grossed me out so bad. I was like, first of all, not funny. The shtick is not funny. There's nothing funny about this, and he's gross. And I don't want to watch that. It's just gross to me. It's like, no thanks. Shut it off. It's like none of that all those, I don't know. Didn't they have some lady that drunk and homeless?
They had a whole drunk Jeff, a whole whack pack. See, like when Ned was doing afternoons at 98.7, and I had there was an 800 line in the studio, and people could call from that was back, you know, we still getting residuals from Sirius. Mm-hmm. I had people calling from all over the country in the middle of the night, you know, 11 o'clock at night. I'm watching TV on the couch. I'd have to jump up because of 800 lines ringing in the studio. And I had people from all over the country giving me shtick, you know, and doing funny bits. Mm-hmm. And so they'd leave these voicemails and stuff that were really funny. And it's like, you know, they didn't have to be... You know, I didn't need people with disabilities or, you know, like there was this one guy, Eric, and he was just a filthy high-pitched Eric. He's just a disgusting, filthy guy with no talent. I don't need that. But if you actually had some comedic talent and you were going to leave me a voicemail, you know, I had a bunch of that because you know, but I don't know why they gravitated towards the untalented reality bullshit.
I mean, it's one thing if you got all these idiots and one of them was funny or something, but they were just like, why
I mean, I'm sure Howard
trying to prop that person up,
you know,
it has zero
the
humor.
Funny moments would be what Howard would, you know, Howard's good and he would make fun of them. That's the only comedy there was. They weren't actually funny themselves,
right? But they were also gross.
Donna's not into gross. She's not into gross at all.
Gonna watch your grossness.
She ain't gonna watch your grossness. Oh my gosh.
But to act like but a lot of people thought, you know, those people were funny. It's like they're not funny. They have zero talent, zero humor.
We are going to.
Sorry if I offended anybody in chat that used to watch Howard and loved all
I'm
those
sure
people.
we did.
I know a lot of people did because it's the same as your old show. Some of the people that he would, you know, prop up people to, you know, like people would like. Who was the producer? Andy.
Oh, Boner. Hurricane. They call him Hurricane. He went from Boner to Hurricane.
Yeah. And, you know, people, I like her. It's like that guy was the...
See, now, Hurricane, I knew him from,
The Power Pig.
I knew him from the Power Pig. Way back, you know, he was an intern and he wormed his way, you know, he stayed around and worked his way into MJ... into being a producer for somebody, and then MJ kind of inherited him, and his name changed to Hurricane. He was a nice guy, never had a problem with Boner. You know, we talked to him all the time. He was like on when we first started, we were kind of low level, you know, doing the overnights and stuff, and so we hung out with the low level interns and stuff who would creep into the station at midnight and stuff. The Elvises, you know, the Hurricane.
That were trying to impress some girl.
The Froggies.
Come in with some girl like, hey, I can take you to the radio station at midnight. Really? Yep. Oh, and they would do that.
Yeah, we would hang out with that guy, and so, you know, he's a nice guy, but a horrible producer.
And he had no
Oh,
personality.
terrible on the air. Like the god awful, just horrendous on the air. You would never give that guy a microphone if he had any sense.
Yeah.
And a terrible producer, and he sat in his office and didn't do anything for like 2 or 3 years, just sucking up money. when he came to me, he said, "I'm gonna hire a hurricane because I'd get back at MJ." And I was like, he's not a good producer. You're not getting back at MJ at all.
Yeah,
MJ's
getting you back at you.
And you didn't. How could you not understand that MJ would be laughing at that?
Yeah.
And he hired him for like 2 or 3 years to do nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Just what we needed at that time. A producer who was not doing one thing to help us out.
Yeah.
Okay, I gotta figure out something to play here. I done forgot what I was gonna play. All right, let's just we'll be. Oh, I remember what I was gonna do. Kind of loses its steam now when you can't find it. Oh, there they are. Okay, now I know where they are. Okay, ClusterF. Yeah, see, I was trying to do this.
ClusterF will be right back after they hydrate and relieve themselves. I swear, they're not putting on fresh fentanyl patches and doing key bumps. Drugs are bad. Stay tuned, dickheads.
Yes, I wanted to talk to somebody about this breakout of prisoners who escaped.
Okay, who's calling?
I'm just a concerned citizen.
Okay, hold on.
This is Fellows. May I help you?
Yes, I was calling about that breakout.
Excuse me?
I was calling about the breakout. I'm like, hello.
Speak up, sir. I can hardly hear you.
Get me off the goddamn speakerphone, asshole.
I'm off the speakerphone.
I was calling about the breakout. Have you caught all them guys yet?
No, sir.
They're still running around here.
One of them is.
I heard they cut their way through the fence.
Yes, sir. That's true.
Well, what's the deal? You give a wire cutter standard issue with a uniform?
No, sir. That's not the deal.
What'd they cut out with?
I don't know what they cut out with. We haven't found it.
What are you running over there? A goddamn Ace Hardware store?
No, that's not true.
Well, look, I'm just a concerned citizen. I mean, I'm a taxpayer.
Well, so am I, sir.
I mean, I'm just trying to get to the bottom of this. I heard there was a prison yard diversion.
I don't know that that's true.
Well, geez, don't you know anything goes on there? This is all in the paper. Geez, just pick up a goddamn newspaper and wise your ass up.
Well, the paper could print whenever they want to print. May I ask who's calling?
My name is Ned.
Mm-hmm.
But, I mean, prison yard diversion, that's the oldest trick in the book. Come on, what are you, a bunch of Keystone cops over there?
Are you assuming that if we did have a problem, that it's because all the staff here don't know what they're doing?
Bingo.
I mean, could you assume maybe some staff here are well trained and do know what they're doing?
Well, I don't know.
I mean, all I want is, can't we be judged by the same standards everybody else is being judged
Well, all I'm judging you by is that you got three convicts running around, and they're homicidal maniacs.
It's going to happen. You got a public prison up there on 616. They're going to have an escape too one of these days. It's going to happen.
Yeah, one of these days. I mean, who you got guarding them inmates in your prison? Stevie Wonder and Ray Charles?
I don't understand the question, sir.
What? I mean, you got the prison diversion, and the guards look the other way. Come on.
Well, I know. You don't know that happened. I don't know that happened for sure.
The mayor said that the guard...
I know what the mayor said, sir. I'm aware of it.
I know. He said the guards didn't know about the escape until an inmate told them. Now, why don't you just unlock the gates and run the whole goddamn prison on the honor system?
What's the point of the call, sir? I mean, I'm really sorry, but I just don't understand the point of the call. If you're just calling just to badmouth us, I mean...
Well, I'm trying to get some questions answered. You let 6 inmates walk out right under your nose. I mean, I wouldn't pay you people 5 cents to babysit my f***ing cat.
Well, I'm sorry you feel that way, sir.
Well, I mean, what are your qualifications for your guards there?
Just as much as anybody else's qualifications.
I know, sounds to me like Helen Keller could pass your test with flying colors.
Sir, they had 4 inmates walk away from TCI just in 1995. Did you call them and complain about it?
Yes, I did.
And that was a state-run prison.
Well,
Are you aware of the fact that there was a guard at an Ohio correctional prison down in the Columbus area, Orion State Prison, who had her eyeballs plucked out of her head last year?
Well, you know, boys will be boys.
Did you know that?
Just letting off a little steam. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, what I'm saying, sir, is that there are problems in every prison.
Well,
no prison is going to be run 100%.
That's the pot calling the kettle black as far as I'm concerned. I mean, why don't you give these homicidal maniacs a free fucking shuttle service to the Mexican border?
We're bringing a lot of money into this area.
Well, I don't give a rat's ass about that. I think you spend a little money and give your guards a pair of fucking glasses.
I'm sorry you feel that way, sir. I truly am.
You know, who else can I talk to? Let me talk to Warden Gump. Hello.
Hello?
Yeah.
We don't have a Warden Gump working here, sir.
I believe you do.
We don't.
Well, I'm glad that you think everything is shipshape and tip-top over there.
I didn't say everything was shipshape tip-top. Those are your words, sir, not mine.
So what you're saying, Corporal Klinger, is that your prison is about as secure as the Mayberry jail. Say it. Your guys make Barney Fife look like Dirty fucking Harry.
No.
Say it. Say it. Bastard.
Could you find a sick lady?
You find a sick lady to you too?
Huh?
Yes.
Pardon?
Yes.
Sir?
Yes, I just called to express my concern about the public toilets in your lovely country there.
Where is that?
There's no toilet paper in them. I mean, there's not even any toilet paper holders, leading me to believe you people don't understand the concept of wiping your ass.
It's your room number, sir?
I mean, I'm not trying to be culturally insensitive, but isn't it just common sense? You wipe your ass.
What problem?
Or it's a big problem. I mean, this is disgusting.
Do you, I don't know.
Well, look,
you say it's wrong?
Look, I've been all over Hong Kong. I'm looking for some toilet paper.
Do you live in Hong Kong for?
Well, I've in every province. Big Lo Wang, Hong Long Dong, Come Suck Me, and not one place was I able to wipe my ass. Hey.
Could you find a sick lady?
Help me.
You, Lee?
I'm in a public toilet and there's no toilet paper to wipe my ass.
No toilet paper?
Yes, toilet paper.
Oh, what, your room number, sir?
Do you people wipe your ass, or what do you do?
I don't know your...
I'm a high-rolling tourist, and I got back to my hotel room and I had such bad skid marks it looked like the fucking Ho Chi Minh Trail running through my underpants.
Greenway?
Do you people realize your entire country smells like ass?
Do you call back later? I'll call the supervisor.
Call back later? My ass needs wiped now.
Sorry, I don't know what do you mean.
Yeah, I am wiping my ass right now with a poster of Mao Zedong.
Mao Zedong?
Yes, Mao Zedong is between my cheeks, and he's got a big smile on his face.
I don't know what you mean.
Toilet paper.
Toilet paper?
Wipey my assy.
Wipey my assy?
Yes. Could you do that for me?
Yeah, I'll...
Come up here and wipe me my assy.
What, my assy?
Could you wipe me my assy?
What, P-I-S-C?
Hello.
Hello, sir?
Yes, Confucius say, never ride downwind of rickshaw driver with crap in his pants. Hello.
Hello, sir?
Look, I wanted to report a problem with your fortune cookies. You see, I keep getting the same damn fortune.
Back?
Here, let me see. Let me get another one. Yep, it says, your ass will smell very bad today.
Why?
Yes, hello.
Why?
Yes, I was calling to express my concern about the public toilet situation.
Yes, you calling who?
Your phone sounds like dog shit.
What are you looking for?
Are you calling from inside a panda's ass?
No, but what are you? Who are you looking for?
I'm looking for somebody who can explain to me why there's no toilet paper in the public toilets.
Where are you now?
I am actually in a public toilet and I cannot wipe my ass.
So maybe you call police to be better. Why you call...
Police?
Who are you?
Chinese police gonna wipe my ass?
Huh?
My name is Ned.
Ned?
What's your name?
My name?
Jackie Chan?
Jackie Chan?
Are you Jackie Chan?
No.
Yeah, you know, if you're Jackie Chan, you could wipe my ass. I wouldn't even see it.
No. If you're serious.
I'm very serious.
Mm-hmm.
You know, this whole toilet paper situation has got to be reevaluating your entire country. I mean, like Jackie Chan.
Mm-hmm.
I thought he was a real badass, you know, beating everybody up with that kung fu shit. Jackie Chan, fists of fury. More like fists of feces.
No.
No wonder everybody's running from him. They're afraid they're going to get a karate chop full of crap. Hello?
Security.
Yes, you know, I finally figured out that famous picture with that Chinaman standing in front of that big tank. It's Mr. Whipple. He's trying to force that guy to wipe his ass.
I don't know what y'all mean.
Put your hands up. No, put your hands down. Put your hands down and wipe your ass, boy. Hello? Hello?
Welcome back to ClusterF. If you want to see the latest stellar version of The Hang, that'll be up on YouTube later today. It'll be up on Spotify. Search The Hang. It'll be up on Twitch. And then on ClusterFshow.com, you can get the extra hour. I think it's like an hour and 5 or 6 minutes of The Hang. Donna sitting in with us for a while. That was a good time. Really, really good show. You know, I've been doing this a long time. And I'm proud of everything I did on the old show. I'm proud of ClusterF. I'm proud of I'm Right, You're Wrong, the Mike and Jerry Show, the Bar Show, Net in Your Head. I'm proud of all of it. I don't know, The Hang Hang's right up there, man. It's good stuff. Don't make me read the comments. Make me read the comments. People tell me how cool I am. Don't make me read the comments. People tell me how cool I am. Let's see what we got here. It says, oh God. I see it says, I'll get there. I'm scrolling. Oh, not that one. Maybe have Brent hang out. No, we're not doing that. No. Y'all are the shit. Stoked. You're the GOAT. I don't blame you for leaving Bubba after hearing berating everyone, but man, the chemistry you had to was best radio I ever heard. How ironic. Oh, no, not that one. You need to start a show with Just Ned. I do a show with Just Ned. I got to contact a little bit of it all. Every Friday. Every Friday, 7:45. 3 hours of madness. Bring Ned back to catch up with Spice when Manson has to take a bathroom break. That would be so weird. I don't know. It's a different dynamic. It's a different dynamic when you're pulling it off like it's visually, like it's audibly real, which was most of the time. Like I don't know. I think it's just different. Manson, is this last week's show? I don't know, maybe. I screwed up. I just realized I wear the same socks as Matt. Glad you're streaming on here now. Much easier to catch replays. Loving the daily uploads. Grover's Hungry was fire. It was. Grover was good. I remember. Thanks for the show. Great show. Great show. Great show. See, the haters, they already dropped off. Great show, guys. Digging the way you two bounce off each other. That's right. Ain't nobody bouncing like the Hang. We're hanging and bouncing. Appreciate the shows. Keep them coming. The Hogan Talk is fire. Once again, as always, thank you guys so much for doing another great show. So good to hear from both of you. Wow, that was fantastic. Quadruple fire emojis. I commented in BTLS chat that Manson and Spice do a weekly show. My comment was quickly deleted. Well, thanks for trying, Josh CB7. Oh man, where'd it go? I lost my comments. Man. Dang it. All right, got him. I was marking out to myself. Get over it. What are you gonna do about it? No, I'm not good like that. This guy wants a 2023 Springsteen. I just, it's just really hard. It's really hard. Like when you work with people like every day, like on the old show, and there's plenty of ammunition, and there's like 8 to 10 people, or in the sphere, 8 to 12 people that you can bring in there and get audio from them and have them bury themselves. And it's a little different when you got 3 people that are in your family. that's I don't know if anybody wants to hear me burying them. I don't know if my wife wants me to bury her. Top priority should be redoing the Ned Christmas song uncensored in better quality. I can't do it in better quality because I don't have that instrumental. But you know what? I think I can do. So I think the start of it. I think there's enough instrumental. There might be enough instrumental to get to where I don't bleep it, which would be cool. And it would be the same quality because I'm using the audio from the song. It says, Corey O'Neill. What's up, Corey O'Neill? Corey O'Neill says, I'm a sucker for talk radio, which transitioned to podcast. I listened to Joe Rogan and a few more, but I actually laugh at this like you guys have found your stride. So smooth and funny as hell. Oh man, I need to take these comments and put them up on all my social media. That's a good that one really, Corey O'Neill, that one surmises the entire deal. So appreciate that. Now go to Ned's TikTok. See what he said. See what they say. Oh shit! That's shit. I gotta pull down the volume. It says, "This is down with the Christmas. I need a full version ASAP." Where's the other one? The other one. This is. Let's see my new Doja Cat. Best one yet. Hardest song out. This shit should be playing everywhere. People are digging it. All right. Hang on a second. Donna's, it's Trace is sick. Donna's got to take the kid to school. So let me take a quick break and get some shit together here. Be right back. Welcome back to ClusterF. Don't forget Ned in Your Head tomorrow morning, 7:45, 7:50, 7:45, 7:50. Ned in Your Head. Been crushing it lately. I really appreciate the Netophiles. I mean, if you listen to this stream in general, you obviously get it. You're a little more savvy than the average run-of-the-mill listener. But if you listen to Ned in Your Head, I don't know. I think it makes you a little extra savvy. It's good shit. It's excellent shit. It's amazing shit. I can't remember who. I think it was Snookman. Might have been Snookman. Or Beaver. See, I get Snook. I know who they are when I meet Beaver Smell Like Tuna. I know who he is. I know it's Beaver Smell Like Tuna. I know it's not Snookman. But in the chat, these two fish guys, the tuna and the snook, I can't remember who says what. And he says he doesn't listen to Ned because Ned's too restrained. And it's like, let me tell you, buddy, everybody is restrained. Everybody is restrained, and I think Ned is clever enough to get away with it. Get away with more than anybody out there, because everybody is restrained, unless you're on maybe your own website, and that's all you're on, and you can't be canceled because you have your own website. Otherwise, you're restrained by whatever platform you're on, they're restraining you, and they don't give a shit about your excuses or your reasons or whatever. You're restrained, and you gotta do the dance. And I think this show and Ned do the dance really well. We know how to dance around it, and that's what you got to do in this. And everybody has to dance. Everybody. Here's, I think Sean Raz sent me this clip. Oh, let me get rid of that. This is from the debate last night. I'm not watching any of the debates. It's a dog and pony show. I don't even know what the purpose is. Trump's 30, 40 points ahead. Is this a dog and pony show? Is it just is it just to see who's going to be the vice president? I don't even know what it's about. Here's a moment from the. Oh, this is just a picture. Let me get the. Hope he has the. He might not have the real thing. Let's see. This is. Okay, this is it. This is Vivek Ramaswamy, who's he's just there. He's not going to get the nomination. Vivek Ramaswamy, he's not getting the nomination. He's there. I think he's a surrogate Trump. He's there to say all the things Trump would say, but doesn't have to say because he doesn't have to debate. He's too far ahead. So you put this guy in here, and he says everything Trump would say. And Trump doesn't have to get involved, and then this guy will drop out because he has no chance.
It seems weird to me, though, that the front runner should be required to be in the debates, because wouldn't people still want to know after this many years, what his thoughts are and what his thoughts are on the current situations and stuff like that. We should be allowed to know that.
But they don't require it, babe. Yeah. And the Republican Party is a private, private group. They don't have to. They don't have any. Legal.
How are they a private group? They're funded by the taxpayers. Well, they're paid by the taxpayers.
Yeah, but
how is that not funded by the taxpayers?
Well, you're. What do you? What's paid by the taxpayers? You mean like their salary? Their salary.
Their salaries are paid by the taxpayers. That's not a public group.
But that like their salary, but the Republican.
private.
Republican, what's it called? The RNC.
Yeah.
They don't get money from the taxpayers. That's all private donations, and it's a private organization. So they can run this dog and pony show however they want to run this dog and pony show.
And if you don't think they're running it exactly the way they want to run it, you don't know.
And they're running it exactly. Everything is, I don't know, but DeSantis, they make him a lot. Look at him here, babe. They make a lot.
I saw him standing like that.
Is she outside?
Yeah, I put her out because I think he's coming.
Oh, he's coming. I think there's a video. I might have a video also of him like before the debate, and he's standing around like this, and he's drinking his water, and he's so awkward. Mm-hmm. And it's like, maybe it's not easy being up there on stage, but maybe I'd be awkward too. But he looks so awkward.
But doesn't he
it's
know?
Almost a thing.
It looks like he feels like he's purposely being awkward because you can put your hands up on that podium like everybody else and not be awkward. But I saw that last night, just in a clip on the news, and I thought, why is he standing like that? He looks like a weirdo.
And like you said, it's all they probably told him, Ron. You're eventually going to get.
Here's how you're going to stand.
Because this is your role. Your role is to blow it.
Yeah.
Because people in Florida really liked you, and you did well in COVID. So your role is to blow it. So that's it. And
because you're too young to be president.
Yeah, it's not your time, and you will get rewarded for blowing it. Yes. So let's see what happens to DeSantis.
They all eventually get rewarded.
let's see what happens to every one of these motherfuckers.
Yeah,
they're going to get rewarded for their role in this play.
Maybe in 20 years.
Maybe in one. As soon as one of these people.
Yeah, but look at Biden. He's just now got his reward.
Yeah,
he just got his reward 4 years ago. So,
yeah, and that's because he sucks.
Yeah.
And then he became senile, and they went, perfect. It's a perfect time for a senile president. One of these guys may be in Trump's cabinet, if he wins. I have no idea what's going on.
They probably all will be.
Or one of them may be his vice president. You never know. But
I'm talking about rewarded as you'll be the president one day when you
possibly
do what we tell you.
This is visit Vivek Ramaswamy butchering Nikki Haley.
First of all, I think we just learned something from Chris Christie. We learned three things. We learned three things right there. First of all, Chris Christie also doesn't know what provinces in eastern Ukraine he actually wants us to fight for. Chris, your version of foreign policy experience was closing a bridge from New Jersey to New York. Yeah.
So he greases everybody really bad.
Yeah.
He's the Trump without Trump having to get any heat. It's politically, like you say, he should have to, and that should be, the Republican Party should probably make it. You got to debate, if you want the report of the Republican Party. But why, for him, it's really politically smart for Trump not to debate and have this guy attack these guys for him and tear him to shreds. Yeah. And he's not going to drop in the polls at all. Trump's going to, he's going up every day. Trump's going up in the polls. Allegedly, he has a 6-point lead on Biden right now, which before it was like Trump can't beat Biden. Yeah. Now all of a sudden it's Trump 6 point ahead, and that's above the margin of error.
And that's good, for the Republican Party for what they're doing, and it's good for getting the Democrats worked up. If Trump's,
perfect. It's perfect. That's what they want. They want a storm. They want a chaos, and that's what they got. Mm-hmm. Vivek's helping them.
So do everybody a favor. Just walk yourself off that stage, enjoy a nice meal, and get the hell out of this race.
He gave him a
he giving him the fatso joke?
See, who else would give a fat joke?
Yeah.
Donald Trump. Mm-hmm. So he's the fake Donald Trump.
When it comes to Nikki,
he's getting boo.
I think if you're going to actually send your sons and daughters to go
While
die
you
in somebody
weren't
else's
voting-
war,
Hold on.
while
you
you
better,
weren't
excuse
voting-
me, Chris,
And there was DeSantis laughing at that,
Look at-
and still standing
Still
very
standing,
awkwardly.
still standing with his hand like he's got fake arms.
Yeah, like his arms can't move.
I think he served in Iraq. I think he got his arms blown off, and he's got fake arms.
Apparently.
I mean, and he's like, you can't tell people you got fake arms. They just won't vote for you, even though you served in Iraq. Look at those are fake hands. Come on.
I'm speaking, and I'm not done yet.
Oh, look at Vivek. He's trumping. He's trumping everybody.
You had your
heard a
chance,
time when you aren't
and we're going to be
speaking.
done. So listen up to this. Is if these people want to send your sons and daughters to go die in Ukraine, they've been arguing for it for a year. $200 billion of our taxpayer money sent over.
This is a great point.
Neither of them could even name for you the provinces that they actually want to protect.
There you go. So he asked for them to name Nikki Haley and Chris to name 3 provinces in Ukraine that are worth sending America, and they can't because they don't even know they're just talking. They're just talking heads.
And he probably just learned them
Exactly.
so that he could say
Exactly.
that comment.
So he could say.
So he didn't know him either. Is what I would guess.
Now Ron finally got his hands up at least.
Oh, thank God.
But they showed like him asking Nikki Haley, like, and she and I think Sean Raz sent me the picture, and this was her face the entire time that he was asking her about the provinces. He's like, she was just all like, all smarmy and like, I don't know, and just waiting to get greased. And she got greased. And I saw Nikki Haley came out the other day saying that 12-year-olds should be allowed to get gender affirming surgery. And it's like, how in the world is that a Republican position? How
would that be anybody's position?
How would that be anybody in the Republican Party? Well, it's a Democratic position.
Well, it shouldn't be. It shouldn't be anybody's.
It shouldn't be any. Yeah, I mean
12 years old.
It's the common sense. What happened to the common sense?
Mm-hmm.
So
have none of them had kids and know that they grow out of things?
She also
some don't. Some do.
She's also against anonymous posting on the internet, which is.
Just heard that last night.
It's like she wants the government to know everybody who's talking about him. And that, to me, both of those things is I would never, ever in a million years vote for Nikki Haley. Just for those 2 positions.
And how come she doesn't look Indian? Is she Indian? Both of
She's
her
Indian,
parents,
yeah.
she is Indian, and Nikki is just her middle name. She has a very Indian name. But she doesn't. How did she?
She's not a native, Native American. She's her parents were from India.
Both of
from
her
India.
parents are from India, and how'd she un-India herself? I mean, she un-India'd her name.
I mean,
but she
very light skinned.
Yeah, it's not like she's half or like one of her parents is American. They're not. They're both Indian.
Nimarata Haley is her real name. Yeah. Nimarata Haley, and her middle name is Nikki, so she went with that.
She un-Indianed herself.
Actually, her last name, I believe it's Nimarata Randawa.
Yeah.
Nimarata Randawa. But I guess she's married, so her last name is so she's Nimarata Randawa. And unfortunately, in America, it would get hard to be elected with the name Nimarata Randawa. Mm-hmm. And that's just America. I'm not saying it's right. I think it's wrong. But there's a lot of people who can't even wrap their mind around voting for somebody like her or Vivek Ramaswamy because his name is Vivek Ramaswamy, and that's why it's all fake, because I can't believe people voted for someone named Barack Obama. I mean, I don't have a problem with voting for anybody because of their name, but there's a lot of yahoos, a lot of ignorant people who write that Barack Obama.
Call them all yahoos.
No, but yahoos who would not vote for somebody just because of their name. I'm not look. There's many reasons not to have voted for Obama, but just because of his name would make you a yahoo. You could be a New York yahoo, babe, or a yahoo all over the country. But if you're not voting for somebody because he's because he's black or because of his name, he's got that Obama, he's a terrorist. Then you're a yahoo. Or you could be in New York going, hey, look at Barack Obama.
I think it's weird. I'm not a yahoo. I think it would be weird to have a president of the United States whose name was Vivek What is it, Rahu?
Okay,
Yeah. How do you say his last name?
Vivek Ramaswamy.
Ramaswamy.
But
India, China, no other country would ever have John Smith as their leader.
Probably true. But if the election was held tomorrow and it was Joe Biden versus Vivek Ramaswamy, who would you vote for?
I wouldn't vote for anybody.
Well, you're not. You just have to.
I'm not voting anymore.
But you're not. You're not following the premise. If you had to vote, who would you vote for?
I guess him, but
see, because you're not a Yahoo. But he's not making it. Nikki Haley, I don't know what
they
her
say.
role
She
is.
converted to to be a Christian or whatever when she met her husband or something, and she converted. It's like
I would never trust anyone in the world who converted their religion, because if you're just saying I'm a complete fraud and a liar, because you're going to say I'm going to take the beliefs I've always had, but in order to get married, I'm discarding all those beliefs and I've got a totally new set of beliefs. That's a bunch of bullshit. That's complete horse shit. That would, maybe if in your life, if you progressed and you want to change your religion, but you've always been this way, and all of a sudden you got to get married, and for your spouse's stupid religion, you have to convert. You're a fraud. And I would never do that. That's a deal breaker to me. If Donna comes to me and says, which she would never do it, and she's like, you have to become Catholic to marry me, I would go, well, then we're just going to live together. I ain't never becoming a Catholic. Yeah. Sorry.
Yep.
So Nimarata Randhawa is not qualified to be president, in my opinion. Not just because of her name. Just
I feel like that's what Tucker would be calling her.
Oh, he'd be calling her something. It says here, we got to start doing this, baby. Wasabi linked to reels. I mean, this is, they don't usually say this. Wasabi linked to really substantial boost in memory. Like really? That's, not just a little, it's a really substantial. Usually it's like insignificant stuff.
Yeah.
So let's start eating.
May. They usually say it may.
Yeah, and they usually say may, but it's hard to take. The wasabi, it doesn't agree with me a lot.
Yeah.
Like horseradishy stuff, that gets me bad more than most people. And I'm like, But it says, so you can get a supplement containing 100 milligrams of wasabi extract. So you can probably take it in pill.
Are they the ones that sponsored that article?
I'm
reading?
sure the scientists. It was the Wasabi Institute that got $2 million to tell us that wasabi is in. You can't win. Everything is fake. Uh-oh.
I was going to tell you to turn your phone down.
Scam? What? Scam likely. That's the only calls I get.
Yep.
Scam calls. So let's get some. How long is this scam going to get the fuck out of here, buddy? Okay. So look into getting some wasabi supplements. We might as well try it. Anything that'll help with not getting dementia. I don't want to eat. Hopefully, we can just get a supplement. That stuff tears me up. I never eat the wasabi, like when it comes with your sushi or your
that's usually
sashimi.
Pretty strong.
It's so strong.
Yeah.
I can't enjoy my meal. It's just tearing me up. So give me try a supplement. We were talking about that last night on the hang. I was like, I may eventually go to the doctor to get some blood work. That's it. That's just blood work, and I'm not taking whatever pill they give me. If my blood work comes out, whatever, I'm going to try to change my lifestyle more. If they give me some bad news about my cholesterol or something, but he was like, you got to go get the doctor, and it's like, what? I'm doing what I'm going to. This is unless you tell me I'm going to die in 6 months. This is what I'm going to do. Eat okay. You make home-cooked meals. We don't go to fast food that often. I could probably cut back a little on my sugar and my chips and stuff. I eat okay, and I exercise regularly. And I think it's all in the genes, and if I'm going to have, I'm doing what I can. I'm not going to do more. I'm not going to ride the bike 6 days a week. I'm not. I'm going to do it 3 or 4.
Would you get chemo?
I don't know. I'd like to think that I would, try something else instead of going under that barbaric chemo stuff.
I mean, a lot of people do survive under, because of the chemo. It's hard to.
It's hard to. It's hard to
I
think.
think I've heard they say that the doctors say, like, if you're going to try like the Rick Simpson marijuana oil, they won't treat you if they say you can't be doing.
You just can't tell them. You just can't tell your doctor.
But they do blood work all the time.
Oh, I'll be like, Doc, I smoke weed.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not. I smoke. That's all you have to say, right? I don't know.
Yeah,
Some doctors won't treat you if you.
They were for a while. There were doctors that were saying if you get blood in your blood THC in your blood work, if it comes back positive, we're not going to allow you to come to our office anymore. It's like, what kind of fucking asshole are you?
I know. It's like if you drink, are you going to say, hey, you know, if you like, you know, had a couple drinks, you know, every weekend, we won't treat you. You know, that's just more of the conspiracy that's not a conspiracy. It's real. The medical establishment does not want people using marijuana.
Well, the government
to treat
knows
anything.
who to have in their back pocket. You know, they know who to have. They already have a plan in place of how to control everybody. You know, and it's your money, your doctor, and everybody would have to comply to anything they had to say, and everybody will eventually do that because they're getting more and more towards that. And everybody will. I can't go to the doctor. They want probably that vaccine was a test to see how many people they can get to comply with threatening with their jobs. But then, you know, imagine the people that quit and stuff, you know, then when I just get another job and that kind of stuff. But imagine when they do it to where you can't get another job or you can't get at your money or, you know, they can really pull, you know.
Well, as far as what you're saying, talking about the money, is that's what everybody says is they're working on a central digital currency, so that the government, so when the government controls, you know, then so cash will be eliminated, and they'll shut you down like that. If if the government wants to get you, all they got to do is freeze your digital currency account, and you're screwed. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And here's the CEO of what the hell's the CEO of? It's a huge company. Hang on, CEO J.P. Morgan Chase. Oh, yeah. Jamie Dimon. He's a bigwig. He's big. Go ahead.
I tried to call Bank of America. I had a question. I tried to call Bank of America 3 different branches yesterday, and you can call the branches if you have the numbers, and none of them answered their phones. And then it just said, you know, they're busy with customers right now. Call back later. It's like, when did that used to happen? Were you a reputable company usually answers their phones? And now you can't even get your bank to answer the phones that has your money.
Your money.
So
good luck
if anything's going bad, getting a hold of them online. And everybody's, you know, can say, well, that's because so many people do it on banking online. They don't call banks anymore. Okay. Well, as soon as we let them, you know, brainwash us into doing that, and you can't get you think you're going to get a hold of them online when things go bad? Not in a million years. But they won't even answer, don't even care to answer their phone. It's like, you're one of the biggest businesses in the country, and you don't answer your phones. You know, you can't get a reputable company.
You can't
answer their phones.
You can't run a business like a company should be run. If you run a business and your company and your customers want to contact you about, especially a bank, about their money, you should be required to have enough employees to answer your customers' fucking questions. Yeah. It's outrageous.
I called them each like 3 times, 3 different branches, and none of them answered their phone, and then one of them finally did. But I'm just saying, that's not something that used to happen.
You will not. I don't think you can call a company in America today where you're not just going to be put into a recorded phone tree of bullshit. Not a single company is
nobody just answers their phone.
AT&T. No, I mean, ain't nobody doing that.
Yeah, you have to listen to a whole minute of ads before they even get to what you know, can start pressing buttons to answer anything.
And then when you finally get to where you want to be, it'll be, you're number 8 in line. You know, it's like because they got a couple people in India, and then that's all they got. It's complete horseshit. You know, you can't contact anybody.
Time to take a break.
It's time to take. Is it time to take a break?
It's 10 o'clock.
10 o'clock. Oh, well, let me play Jamie Dimon we'll play Jamie Dimon when we come back about his views on digital currency. Yippee-yo. All right, be right back with more ClusterF.
And now, a dramatic rating of the latest work of fiction by Nedley Mandingo III. 50 Shades of White. Trash. Deirdre and Ted stood in the hallway of the dilapidated trailer, naked and awkward, looking like a badly directed scene from a 1970s porno. Ted's shorts that he had just ripped off lay crumpled in the corner between the refrigerator and a half-empty bag of flaming hot Cheetos. Ted bent down and pulled out a can of Natural Light and a Black and Mild cigar. He offered them to Deirdre. Deirdre looked puzzled and angry at the same time, kind of like a redneck whose credit card has just been declined at the Red Box, rendering him helpless in his quest to watch Deuce Bigalow, Male Gigolo, for the 7th time. You think I'll fuck you for a beer and a cigar? What kind of whore do you think I am? Deirdre exclaimed. Ted took the slender grape-flavored cigar and put it to his lips. But instead of lighting it, he generously moistened the plastic tip with his mouth and tongue. This ain't no time for a smoke break, dickhead, Deirdre sneered. Ted immediately put his large, thick index finger over her luscious, pouty lips in the classic shush gesture. Shut the fuck up, he snapped, and slowly lowered the saliva-moistened tip of the cigar under her panties. Deirdre was taken aback at the sexual power this man had over her. He was like a combination of Tim McGraw mixed with David Koresh, a dash of Burt Reynolds, and just a pinch of Ted Bundy, she thought. Deirdre was quickly snapped out of her daydream as Ted's masterful cigar-tip manipulations were suddenly making her explode with ecstasy. She arched her back and prepared for the oncoming tidal wave of pleasure, when abruptly, Ted stopped. What the fuck? Deirdre shouted, in a tone usually reserved for ex-lovers who had given her herpes or some other distasteful infection, like chlamydia. Ted barely acknowledged Deirdre's scolding and slowly put a pinch of wintergreen skull in his mouth. He sat there, nude and fully aroused, for a full minute, as he worked up a good tobacco spit. Deirdre lay naked across his legs, her massive chest heaving from frustration. All of a sudden, without warning, Ted's head disappeared into the milkiness of Deirdre's nether regions. Deirdre's eyes suddenly flared wide over top of her chubby cheeks. Oh my God, she thought. What's happening to me? As all at once she felt sensations of fire and ice, combined with a powerful tingling. A tingling almost as strong as when she sat on the washing machine when she was 11. The wintergreen tobacco was doing its trick, and she cried out, "Oh God!" and dug her nails deep into Ted's scalp. Instead of recoiling in pain, Ted only accelerated his tawdry mouth artistry. Quivering in a violent spasm of ecstasy, Deirdre arched her back and thrust her ample hips into the air. She cried out again and again, loudly, as if she was calling her brother to dinner from 4 trailers down.
Wave after wave of pleasure cascaded over her body like a pickle bucket full of water at a wet t-shirt contest. Deirdre let her body go limp as the last wave of pleasure finally left her shaking body. Sweaty and exhausted, Ted raised up on his knees. He turned to his left and used a dirty sippy cup on the counter for a spit cup. Ooh-wee, after some good lovin' like that, I reckon I deserve some reciprocation, Ted proclaimed proudly. Deirdre couldn't ignore Ted's turgid 9.5-inch erection bobbing up and down in front of her face. And to her surprise, she found she was salivating, as if she had just smelled a large pan of sizzling fajitas carried past her at the local Chili's, with extra sour cream. Ted grabbed the back of Deirdre's head and inched his girthy rod slowly into her mouth, like a fat woman stuffing her swollen size 10 feet into a too small shoe. After several minutes of violently plunging his manhood deep down Deirdre's hungry throat, he pulled out, a mere inches from her lips, and blasted thick ropes of jism that she greedily caught in her mouth, like a tree frog gobbling up houseflies. Hey, what's up? It's Ned.
Come here.
From the Bubba the Love Sponge Show. And yesterday, I was at the crossroads of country and rock. And I was helping Keith Urban change a flat tire when suddenly the Marshall Tucker Band pulled up. They offered us some peyote. Keith Urban said, "No thanks, I've got plenty of crack." But anyway, the rest of us smoked peyote. And then the ghost of Jimi Hendrix appeared. And he said Miranda Lambert had given him herpes. Then he snorted 2 lines of Valtrex and rode a winged horse up into the heavens. At the crossroads of country, interracial intercourse, STDs, well-endowed black men, and rock. US 1023. Whose idea was this bullshit? Bad edit. Hey, what's up? It's Ned. And I'm here at the crossroads. The crossroads of country and rock. And let me tell you, there's a lot of nasty crickets out here. It's more like the crossroads of rock hags and country skanks. So pop the tailgate, get your shine on, and chop up some lines of blow for these methed out sluts in heat. It's the new 1023. The crossroads of country and rock. Welcome back to ClusterF. If this really is ClusterF, and not some devious undercover government operation to expose cool people who fucking get it, so they can be subsequently re-educated. Carry on, comrades.
Welcome back to ClusterF. Don't forget Ned in your head tomorrow morning, 7:45. The award-winning, critically acclaimed Ned in your head tomorrow morning, 7:45. Be a part of the cool crowd that gets it. Ned in your head every Friday, 7:45. Let me get this Jamie Dimon sucker on here. Talking about speaking of controlling your money. Where'd that guy go? Where'd Jamie Dimon? I gotta get it. I've lost. How did I lose it? Lost it during the break. I thought it was up here. Is it here? Is it getting up? That's not it. Is it here? That's Vivek Ramaswamy. Oh, God damn it. Oh, here it is. Here's what he says about your digital currency.
always been deeply opposed to crypto, Bitcoin, etc. You pointed out the only true use case for it is criminals, drug traffickers, anti-money laundering, tax avoidance, and that is a use case because it is somewhat anonymous, not fully, and because you can move money instantaneously. And
So he's saying there's nothing good about Bitcoin. It's only used for criminals, basically. Tax evasion, drugs, and criminals. So he's saying there's not one good thing about Bitcoin.
Because it
criminals, does he know that criminals use cash for
should outlaw
criminal
cash.
activity also?
Yeah.
They have for years.
I'm sure that's. I mean,
before digital.
Yeah, and they didn't try to.
Does he know that?
Well,
what's his name?
Jamie Dimon.
Through, as you mentioned, all these systems have been built up over many years. Know your customer, sanctions, OFAC. They can get bypass all of that. If I was the government, I'd close it down.
He's the government. He closes
You
Bitcoin
are the government.
So. He closes. Yeah, he is the government. He closes Bitcoin down. So what if you got, that's your retirement? It's a legitimate. It's on the stock market. It's on the stock market. What if you're heavily invested in Bitcoin? Because it's a legitimate, it's a legitimate government approved investment. And how are they going to close that down? Oh, all of a sudden you're broke?
Yeah.
In your retirement, Bitcoin's worth, it's up to like 40,000 now. So you might be sitting pretty thinking, and then this guy.
And then this douchebag.
Who wants a central government currency so he can control you is going to, so yeah. And anybody who's invested in Bitcoin, they will always say, there's nothing that the government can do to stop it.
Yeah, they don't know.
Imagine the most knowledgeable tech guys in the world work for the government.
Yeah.
They got guys working on everything, and if you don't think they would be able to find out who owns Bitcoin and shut you down, I think you're mistaken.
Yeah.
They'll die on that hill, people. There's no way the government can do whatever it wants, and they'll find a way to do whatever it wants. And they'll make it illegal, and they'll track you down, and they'll find a way to get rid of your Bitcoin.
Mm-hmm.
If they want to.
If they want to.
If they don't, then you're fine. But they obviously want to, and this is what he's saying right now. That's how they start, and then they'll slowly build on that until they've demonized Bitcoin so bad that the average person in the population, we got to get rid of this Bitcoin.
I don't think there's anything that the government can't do. Quite honestly. They have it all dialed in.
They got it dialed in, and worse than anybody. I mean, they got it dialed in. Freak Show subscribed for 36 months. Thank you, Freak Show. Woo! Appreciate it. This is
I think the flu, Ned's Navy, the flu's going around.
I don't know what it is.
Well, Bella had. It's not really a full-fledged flu.
She's. Yeah.
That's if you've had the flu. I mean, I've taken care of the kids that, my kids when they had the flu, and it was bad. I mean, they're just like thinking they're dying because the headaches are so bad, and the fever is so just keeps coming, and just the headaches and the aches. They weren't like that.
Wasn't Bella? She was like on the floor in the bathroom, and she had bad headaches and everything.
This is how the kids were when they had the flu. But she did throw up. I think she got it worse than most because they haven't thrown up. But then now Trace has it. Harper has it. And Lauren came by here from work yesterday, and she was like, "I'm sick now."
It's coming for us, babe. We've been in contact with all these sick people. We got the Nate Bargatze coming up on Saturday. And we're going to miss it because we're both going to be puking in the bathroom.
I hope not.
Bums me out,
It's
man.
bumming me out, and I'm trying not to think about it because I don't want to
give
it to myself by thinking about it.
See, it's Thursday. I mean, if I wake up with it, but tomorrow, that would be the first time that Ned missed because he was sick.
Yeah.
So hopefully I can at least get one more day. And then it'll hit me Saturday, and I'll miss the concert anyway. You can go by yourself.
I don't want to miss the concert.
You can go. I mean,
We're gonna have to line up some people to go in our place.
You can't let those tickets go to waste, man. That's Maybe
We're
we
dialing
maybe we
it in
won't get
already,
it. Maybe
we
we
don't-
won't. Yeah, I mean, I'm always, it's better to think you're going to get it and then be pleasantly surprised and get to be able to go to the concert. I hope it don't hit us. This was, wanted Trace to see this, but this guy's hustle is he's got $100 on the table. You give him 20, and if you beat him chugging, you get the 100. You get all the money. So he's putting up 100. You're only putting up 20. So there's he says he can chug a beer faster than you.
Sunday beer.
Go Patriots.
Do it.
See, this guy's got some kind of throat.
Some kind of throat.
Got some kind of throat where you can just pour it down. He just pours it down his throat, and and so that gets him $100. And look, he's just sitting there waiting for
Wait.
this guy to finish.
Which guy is the one?
This is the guy, and this is the challenger. This is the guy behind the table who's doing the bet. And the guy took that. He's like, yeah, nice try, buddy. Nice try. Thanks for your 100.
No, he gets the 20, right? He wins $20 each time. He doesn't take people's hundreds.
Oh yeah, he wins $20. You're right. So he puts up 100. So that so if you get it, you get $100. You get $100.
But he knows he'll win.
Yeah. So.
What? That just disappeared.
How many can he do each day?
He's drinking Miller Lite. He's smart. Drinking the light beer.
The victim. Oh, he's got home with it too.
He goes again. Round 2.
He's gonna.
And look, right down the throat. Right down the throat. He's got a big throat.
Nate.
This guy's got a deep throat. He's
There's
got a very.
no swallowing until the very end.
I mean, he
because
just puts that whole thing in his throat.
Hey, that was a valiant effort. That was a good try. That was a 4
$20. That's $40. $40. And right down the gullet. $60.
He's like 10 beers in the hole already.
Let's go for 80.
How drunk does this guy get?
I know. Look.
I knew it. I fucking knew it. $80.
There's 80. There's 80. There's 80.
I've seen this guy on Friday beers. Then you know what you're up against.
Look at that. That guy's he's a machine. This guy put a good effort in, but he's still. He got close.
Oh, he was
$100. Let's go for 120. He's been out there a while, babe. Look at the sign. It's starting to run from the rain. So he's out there all probably morning for the football game.
What is that girl thinking?
Look at that.
She's like.
Does she even know how to chug? Has she ever chugged a beer before?
Why would you challenge?
Look at here we go. Sippy, sippy. Sippy, sippy. Guy's making a killing, man.
He's also getting really.
It's like how is he not smashed? Drinking that many beers that
alcohol
fast.
poisoning.
It's like he's on 8 beers right now.
You'll be watching.
Here he goes. He's getting faster. He's getting faster. He looks like he's getting. See, look at his demeanor after chugging this one. It looks like he's a little over it.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, so that's starting to settle in. I'll shake your hand. I'm about ready to puke. He's ready to puke. That guy's, man, he could make a lot of, because people love that kind of. How could he not? You could make hundreds of dollars every time you go out. Yeah, then you become an alcoholic.
Yeah, you're doing that. If you're doing that, you could start going. I could do this every day, but God, I gotta get.
Maybe you gotta
day,
puke it
go
up.
home
You gotta
and
go.
throw up.
You gotta go back behind your SUV and throw up every half hour.
Yeah.
But he's talk about easy money.
Mm-hmm.
It takes him 1 second.
Is it bad to throw up just beer every day?
Probably. Well, if you did it every day, it would probably be bad for you. I don't know. It's not that much. Like food has the acid, and I don't know if beer that you're not really. You have to brush your teeth too. So that's why it's bad for you. It's bad for your teeth when you throw up, as a bulimic.
Yeah.
The teeth rot out.
That's not the reason that it's a health problem for them because of their teeth.
Well, they die because they don't eat. They don't get no food. It's a pretty big health problem. So that man.
I wish I could be bulimic. It'd be awesome.
It's like, I couldn't even make.
I can make myself throw up when I'm sick.
I know.
If I'm sick, I'm making myself throw up. But just to make yourself throw up, just so you
can't do it.
There's so many times when you eat and you're just full and you're like, I wish I could just go make myself throw up.
But you don't.
Be done with it.
I can't make myself do it.
Yeah.
I mean, you could eat a whole plate of chicken wings and just puke it up. You wouldn't get any. You'd get very few calories at all. But you can't make yourself do it.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's throwing up just unnatural.
Weston's pretty good at drinking like that. He says,
he's a good
I'm going home and trying to see if I can do that
Weston
next season at USF tailgates. Now Weston's going to be coming.
We just made Weston an alcoholic. Both Weston and Trace, that's their new jobs. That's a sweet gig, man.
Except for
until your liver explodes.
Yeah, it's like
it's a sweet gig until your
if you could just make it a little more money, but a little more money. 20's the perfect.
Yeah, because
people will pay. People will
put
throw
up
down
20.
a 20.
They will,
but they ain't throwing down like 30 or 40. 30's an awkward amount. You got to give a 20 and a 10.
Yeah.
But most people have a 20, and they'll throw down a 20 and go, I can do that. But that's the only amount you could.
It's the perfect amount.
Yeah.
People will throw down a 20 still, even with inflation. They'll throw down that 20 because they, let people love chugging competitions.
Yeah.
That's what people, they just love it. Listen to this. Is a bizarre story. This is a bizarre.
Shock Lasker's nuts, 46 months.
Woo, that's deep. That's deep. Shock Lasker's nuts. Appreciate it. Listen to this story. The Ohio Supreme Court has suspended an attorney who defecated into a Pringles potato chip can and then tossed it into a parking lot of a crime victim advocacy center. So, like, the people who are, the most sympathetic people that you should feel for, these crime victims, and he's throwing a can of Pringles that he pooped into.
What kind of weirdo is that?
They called in to question his fitness to practice law. His defense, he didn't target anyone, but had a habit of putting his feces in Pringles cans and randomly throwing them from his car. That's his defense.
That still makes you a weirdo.
That makes you a complete weirdo.
Whether you were targeting someone or not, you're a fucking weirdo.
He claimed he pulled the Pringles prank at least 10 times that year. Well, thank you. It's like he's testifying for the prosecution.
Yeah.
He sealed his own death warrant. If anybody that's pooping in a Pringles can 10 times a year, I mean, they might need to be institutionalized. What is wrong? What is you don't think like a normal person if you think that's funny. It's the whole.
I definitely call into question his legal, his ability to be a lawyer. Is he a lawyer? Did you say?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They disbarred him, I think.
Good.
I call into question his hygiene.
Yeah.
If you're, that's a lot of mess. I'm sure occasionally you get a clean drop, right?
Can you imagine
clean dropper.
Can you imagine too? Like, is he married? Can you imagine if I found out about that you were doing? Like, he kept, that would be a secret, right? You wouldn't tell your wife you're doing that stuff. But then I found out that you were doing that. I might divorce you.
Do you think there would be some red flags?
Weirdo.
Do you think there'd be some red flags?
Yeah.
Like, yeah,
Yeah, but I'm just saying. Can you imagine?
Yeah,
if
she
didn't know, and he's married, and then she finds that out. That comes out in the news. It's like, oh my God, what?
Fucking weirdo.
You do what 10 times a year? Of course, he's probably lying. He would tell her, I don't do it 10 times a year. I just said that to try to make him think I wasn't targeting people.
He does it 20 times a year.
Yeah.
I can almost guarantee it. And imagine, you're in the parking lot cleaning up, and you find this can. You're like, well, this feels like it's almost full. What's in here? You might open it up, and then you
Spike says maybe he'll get a Pringles commercial like the Kraft macaroni and cheese.
Kraft macaroni and cheese. Once you pop, you can't stop.
So gross.
Let's see. Was he disbarred? Let's say. He's only suspended. They only suspend. Look,
I mean,
sorry.
what are they going to disbar you? I mean, can they legally disbar you for?
I think you should be able to.
Yeah.
Something inherently wrong with you. If you're defecating into Pringles potato chip cans and tossing it around the city. Yeah. Where are you doing this? You doing this at home and then you get in your car, or are you? I don't.
Yeah, I mean, you'd have to do it.
And you're walking out of your house with
car,
and your
right?
wife going, "What's that?" Did your wife not notice this ever? Did you poop in your car? I don't think you're doing that. Whatever. Good for the Ohio Supreme Court. Sounds like a Florida story. See, that whole Florida thing's a bunch of bunk. People, dirtbags everywhere. Dirtbags everywhere. And all the dirtbags moved to Florida. And all these dirtbags that you make fun of for doing this ridiculous methed out bullshit
are not even Floridians.
Are not native Floridians.
So don't. Yeah,
So
only
shove
in
it up your
Florida.
ass.
All these yahoos in Florida. You mean the ones that come from your states? Those yahoos?
All them Pennsylvania dirtbags.
I mean, they come from everywhere and come down here.
All
and
across
then they
the
blame
country.
Florida for their
We're a haven for weirdos.
bullshit stories. It's like they're the weirdos that came from your states.
Oh, Trace.
Stop it.
This is another video Trace would have enjoyed. He would have enjoyed the beer chug, and he would enjoy this is those gravel pits that stop out of control trucks, on mountains.
Yeah.
It's in action. We can get to see a few of these semis hit the gravel. So that guy's already stuck. This guy's out of control. He's got to go around the guy.
Wait,
Get out of the way.
what's he doing?
Okay. Well, there's a guy. Oh, who's already used the gravel pit.
Oh, okay, there.
And then there's a truck coming up who's also going to need to use the gravel pit. That's going to have to do a swerve around him.
Is he stuck then?
Oh yeah.
That's why.
Oh, at the end, it's very interesting. I don't know where this is. Probably Japan, because it's high tech. They got a device that slides down the rails and picks your truck up and puts it back on the road. So that's at the end of this video.
Okay.
But watch this. This guy's got to make a move. This guy's getting out of his truck too. Watch. He's like, oh shit, another truck's out of control. This guy's got to make a serious maneuver here. Watch how Look how effective that is. Look how effective that guy was. That guy's going, 70 miles an hour towards the wall, and it stops him instantaneously. Instantaneously.
Is that a road on the side there?
This
that
right
goes
here?
Up the.
They could just go up the hill. Why don't they just do that? You just have a road that goes up the hill, and then you slowly stop.
That's what they have here. They just go up and then they,
Here's another guy. He's out of control. No brakes. Bam.
Why are these people always out of control?
I don't know. I guess
all these trucks that bad.
I mean, it doesn't even look like he's coming off a mountain. Yeah. I don't really understand. That guy was hauling ass. He went far. And here's how they see. Look, they got this giant crane thing that slides along the outside, and they put cables under your truck, and they lift it up and put it right back on the road. I bet it's not good as new though. I bet something happened to your truck. That's pretty. See, that's got to be like Japan. We don't do stuff like here.
We
don't have cool.
We don't use our tax dollars to help us.
That would cost way too much money. We don't do that here at all.
No, that's what they're not like. That's why they're making everything out of control, because they don't want us ever trying to tell them, why don't you use our tax dollars to help us? Why don't you do that?
No.
And they're like, yeah, we got to put an end to this bullshit.
You see, like Japan, it's a civilized country. It's been around a long time, and they'll show you pictures like from like the Japanese subway, and it's immaculate. And there's no like psycho weirdos on. The subway in New York is like full of freaks and weirdos and violence. A lot of the time, and it's dirty, and people are pooping and peeing places. The Japan just pristine. So we're obviously doing something wrong with our society and the way that we raise people and teach people how to behave.
With all these shootings now, I mean, they're just shootings constantly. It's like we've definitely fucked up. Well, we haven't, but our government has fucked it up for us.
And they've really accentuated.
It's like if you're going to take all our money, why don't you make it a nice place for us? What the fuck? Why you got to make it into this kind of place?
Because they could steal plenty of money.
Which they do.
But they could steal half the money they're stealing, and still be these people are worth like Nancy Pelosi like $280 million. These people could steal a lot less and give half to their cronies, and we could have a really good society. But no, they want it all, and they don't give a shit about society. Because when it comes to I could have it all or we could have a good society, they're going to pick all every time because that's how those people think. They could give a shit. They got guards and mansions, and they'll take every last dime from every last citizen and ruin the country as long as they can have it all. Yeah, that's a bummer, but that's the way it is.
Weston says, I sent you a good video on Messenger.
I don't know if I can. Sometimes I can't play these things. Let's see. Let me see what this is. Get that out of there. Is it the basketball one? Let's see. Here we go.
This is how physical old heads will tell you that the NBA was during the 80s and 90s. Just straight carnage on the floor every single night.
This is some kind of full contact basketball. Let's see, they're playing on a mat, kind of. So.
Welcome to Russian basketball, where inflicting pain on your opponents is not only permitted, but it's encouraged. Every single player on this court would be ejected. It's like rugby. He's just running. Adam Silver watched this for even just 5 minutes.
Now what's going? Like, okay, I'm looking at the ball, but watch this. These two guys. Watch these two guys right here.
Adam Silver watched this.
Look, he
for
picks
even
him up.
just 5
I mean, he could kill. He slammed him on his neck.
Remember that you can suplex your opponents as much as you want. You just have to take your shirt off first. I understood very little.
So you got to take your shirt off before you can do that's ridiculous. Why? I don't know
what was going on in this game, but all I know is this red team is the San Antonio Spurs of whatever league this is, because that's some incredible ball movement. If you're tired of seeing your team brick shots every night, you might as well just watch these guys, because at least they're tackling and suplexing each other, which is way cooler. As if there wasn't enough wrestling during the game, between each period, they give us a legit wrestling match between two of the players while everyone else watches. Talk about fan experience. They also give us concerts in between each period. This is miles better.
This is Russian basketball. I'm liking it.
Than the NBA. I'm all in on Russian basketball. This is my new favorite sport. We need to get Draymond over here immediately. He'd be a great fit.
None of our guys would go over there and do that.
No, they're too busy flopping. No flopping in that league. You're getting squashed. Let's see. I got one more video here. This is it says here, tourist dies after leaping from the world's second highest bungee jump.
Ugh.
And here. And it's how tall? Let's see how tall it is. A 56-year-old man began experiencing shortness of breath. So he didn't die. It wasn't like a tragic accident. He just had a heart attack. This thing is 764 feet tall. It's the So there's a taller one. Mm-hmm. There's a 764-foot jump. Man, you got to be insane to do that. Mm-hmm. Here's a picture of it. That's just insane. I'm not trusting anybody to rig that.
Are you a physicist? Are you a?
How do you to get that just right?
Yeah.
And what if the bungee cord stretched just a little bit too far that day?
How old is that bungee cord?
Exactly.
How long has it been sitting in storage? Has it been sitting in storage and then you just got it out for the season? What's going on with the? Yeah. It just doesn't seem like any bungee cord could hold a person. I don't know. They can, but
It says it's run by Sky Park, and you have to pay $360 to leap free to die. And it says they've been in business for 30 years, and it's successfully carried out 4 million jumps.
But
it has
how
a
many-
perfect safety record.
Perfect until this.
Well, this
is
guy
the
didn't
first-
die he died like right after the jump. You know, after he walked away, he had a heart attack.
Oh, okay.
It says in January of 2018, a Russian tourist was left dangling 100 feet in the air after completing a bungee jump. So, but that's not, yeah. I
So he
still
just
ain't
had a
doing
heart
it.
attack,
Oh my
but,
God.
yeah.
780 something feet. I ain't doing that. I'm not adventurous that way with man-made stuff that
I couldn't
that could
even
break.
go up on something that high. You know what I'm saying? How do you even get up there? What's he jumping from? I don't
really understand this because I don't even see where the platform.
Yeah, I mean, you can get me up.
There's something get tangled in here. I ain't doing it.
Or a heart attack.
Or
You have a heart attack.
You're not meant to dive 786 feet. So we saw this story probably a few weeks ago initially, and then we saw it again on the news. It's in Detroit. They've installed the first wireless charging public roadway.
Oh, yeah.
It stretches a quarter of a mile, and when you drive your electric vehicle over it, it passes over a receiver. The receiver in the car passes over the coils, and it's supposed to is that gonna charge your car in a quarter of a mile?
I mean,
is that seriously?
We can't fix our potholes, but we're gonna install these in a bunch of roads.
Yeah,
but we won't allocate any money to fix the potholes or the roads. What is that all about? People should be protesting that immediately.
And so, are you telling me that, like, I don't know how long it takes, but I'm sure it takes a few hours to fully charge your Tesla at home, for the next day. I'm sure it's not a 10-minute thing so you drive a quarter of a mile, which is nothing. That's a very short distance in a car.
Yeah.
And what it fully charges your car, your electric. I don't even think that doesn't even seem like a thing, or is it just, or is this a test? And it actually has to be 30 miles of roadway.
Well, yeah.
And you're going to pay for that? And
they're going to use our tax dollars for that over something that
I don't.
And I don't even know. Have we ever? Can you even get the honest answer on electric cars?
No.
As to whether that's better for the environment, as far as the stuff you have to throw away and how they make them and what slaves they use to make these things.
And charging them takes electricity, which cannot be, which is generally created by coal and
a real answer to
there's
this
no
or
real.
no?
It's like it's like everything, babe. Okay, excuse me. Global warming. You have all these experts and government agencies and everybody telling you, the climate change is happening. And then you can find plenty of scientists that said there's not, the Earth, the climate's going to climate. You don't know. Well, you can't even prove that there's any kind of climate change that's directly correlated to humans. You can't get the real story.
Yeah.
There's exactly opposite stories on both sides. Electric cars. They'll say, "Oh, it's 4," and then the against are. It's ridiculous. It's terrible for these third world countries where they abuse these people to mine the materials. It's just it's a terrible thing. You can't get the true story, man. You can't get it. And I don't know who's giving the true story. Nobody I know.
Yep.
Let's see what this.
Buzzy's Moisted Rocket says this will be the future of electric cars, and you'll need enough battery to get to the electrified highway. I don't know what that means.
All you need is enough battery to get the whole highway will be electrified. Is what he's saying.
Which is ridiculous.
And if you think that we are capable in this country right now of legitimately installing this in major highways, you're insane. We're incompetent and we're corrupt, and we would and they would do this, and it would be defunct in like a year and a half, and they'd have to replace it with another $200 billion worth of materials because it's a scam, because some senator's brother-in-law owns the panel company that charges your car on the road. It's never going to happen. That's a very pessimistic attitude, but until this, it may be, Bob Marley time, time to start to scratch over again. There's no way that we can do anything of great import using the government ever again. Like when they built the highway system and they built the Hoover Dam, which is still operating today. They built all these, that day and age is over. We're complete idiots and corrupt, corrupt. It's just not going to happen. And I just, this is in Detroit. Can you imagine how much it cost for this quarter-mile roadway, not just in reality, but after they got their dirty hands on it? Yeah. How much do you think? Millions for this quarter-mile roadway. Yeah.
This and determination, and really making sure that we continue to put the state at the forefront of the future of mobility and electrification.
The future of stealing our money is all they're thinking of. It's a new way to steal your money.
This project is because we've had a lot of partners and friends that have joined the Electron in the arena of innovation that didn't accept no for an answer. The first mile in the world of concrete road was paved here, close to here in Wood.
Oh, I don't need to hear your bullshit, buddy. All I can tell you is it ain't gonna work. It ain't gonna work. You just have to be a realist. Everything with the government now is a complete money grab. Climate change, electric cars, the government gave, I think, Ford millions of dollars in subsidies for their electric trucks. Yeah. And Ford didn't lower the price at all. Everything's a big money grab. This climate stuff is just a big money grab for the government corporations, and that's not a political statement. That would be like most people would kind of say, "Well, you're like a right winger." Because you think climate change is a scam. No, I know the government is a scam, and anything they say is a scam, and they don't give a shit whether you get flooded out due to global warming. They just want to make some money.
So nice.
So nice to live in America, USA, USA, USA.
I need to either take a break because I got something I got to handle.
Oh well, it's almost the show's almost over, so let's just wrap it up. Trace is sick. We were shorthanded today. Don't forget Ned in Your Head tomorrow morning, 7:45. Ned in Your Head, 7:45. Matt, the Hang with Mike and Matt and Donna on the VIP. Woo. The Hang with Mike and Matt on ClusterFshow.com is where you can get the VIP deal. ClusterFshow.com, you can get the overtime, and then on YouTube, on Spotify, on Twitch, you can watch The Hang with Mike and Matt. Ned in Your Head tomorrow, 7:45. No Mike and Jerry show. I told Jerry that this house could be infected and not to come. So sorry about that. We'll get back